Hey everybody, it's your girl Love's World, and tonight we're back with some more debates. I hope y'all ready. Shout out to my people here on TikTok. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my people on YouTube. Thanks for the hey to my new subscribers. First of all, let me say that. Thank y'all over there so much for all the love and support. I appreciate the love and I appreciate the not so much love. Shout out to them too. They important too. So y'all, let's get ready for the debate. I got to get everything set up. Let's give a shout out to D Jizzy Day. Let me see who else in here. It's just them so far. We just cut the camera on. So let's go on and get set up. We're going to do a little ask Black Americans a question too. Gonna do that too. Ask Black Americans a question. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Not see me. You wear glasses, don't you? Yeah, I'm squinting. Let me put them on. Only on here. I think it's about time that I go on and bite the bullet and go on and see somebody. Yeah, so shout out to Ren. So yeah, thanks for the likes, y'all. Tap. Don't forget to do your daily heart me. Share the live. I really appreciate it. Let's see who we can get in here to debate us today. Okay. I must have been squinting hard, huh, Ren? Hey guys, Miracle Child. Yeah, it's time for me to bite the bullet, Ren. It's time for me to bite the bullet. I gotta go, honey. I got to go. Thank you, guys. Miracle Child. Let's bring up Storm. Storm Watcher. Hey, Storm.
What up?
Hey, KD. Shout out to you. How you doing today? Shout out to Kalamazoo. Thank you, Rico. Storm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, hey, how can I help you today? What's going on? You wanted to address the prompt?
Ask Black Americans one question.
Thank you, Ren.
Would y'all be able to do white people a favor and not assume that they cannot comprehend racism just simply by not experiencing it?
That's interesting. Can you explain more for me?
Most Black individuals I've encountered on TikTok lives and debates proclaim that white individuals cannot comprehend racism due to never experiencing it themselves. However, I believe that you do not have to have cancer to know what it's like to have cancer. You do not have to be short or small to know what it's like to be either of those things. You can know what it's like to have anxiety. You can know what it's like to be left out. You can know what it's like to be in a minority. All these things without being Black. And I feel as though you can completely comprehend it. I feel like it's a disservice to yourself and other people to think that someone else's brain cannot comprehend something without living it. Because of that, I could say one could make the argument, you don't understand cancer. You don't understand a good day, a bad day. If I've had a better day than you or a worse day than you, I could say you don't understand that. Let's say if I've had a worse day than you've ever experienced in your life, and I tell you that you don't understand that. But you can, though. That's the truth. And that is my one question to Black people, is to understand that you do not have to be Black to comprehend racism and what it is like.
Hey, M-Boy. Hey, Blackie Chan. Okay, Storm. Let me cut my camera on. So you saying you understand what racism
Yes.
is?
And I understand what it feels like as
Hold
well.
on, let me ask you. Hold on, let me ask you. So you saying you understand what racism feels like?
Yes, ma'am.
Do tell. Can you give me an example of what racism feels. So you saying
Better
black
yet, better
people
yet,
feel?
better yet.
So wait, hold on. You saying black people and you Caucasian, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you saying black people and white people, they feel the same thing as far as racism goes?
I'm sorry, what?
You saying you feel the same thing I feel as far
I'm
as
sorry, give me 5
racism?
seconds. I'm getting spam phone call. Give me 5 seconds real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Any black American want to come up here? They always get me at the beginning of the show, y'all. I'm ready. I'm trying
I'm
to.
sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. That was
Okay.
really annoying when I was trying to talk.
Oh, that's okay. I understand totally. So you saying we experience racism the same way, right?
No.
Well, what you mean?
Here's an example. Here's an example. I want you to explain one thing that I do not understand about racism to me. Just one example that I can't comprehend. Like a circumstance, a scenario, a feeling,
Okay, so
just one.
okay. How do you that you can't understand? Give me a minute. Hold on.
Is it the feeling of being left out? Is it the feeling of being targeted? Is it the feeling of being in a minority? Is it the feeling of being anxious in a room full of people who aren't the same skin color as you? I'm confused. Like what can I not comprehend?
I told you to give me a minute. I'm thinking.
Because this is also why people write
Okay, so
autobiography.
hold on. Aisha, Asia,
Yep, Aisha, yeah.
you want to answer him?
Can you repeat the question, please?
All right, with just a brief summary of context, so it doesn't get misinterpreted, because I will have to
He
leave.
answered that. He asked that, KD. That was one of his
I will have to leave
examples.
if I get misinterpreted.
You
So
said
you're gonna have
what?
to hear what I
Wait a minute,
say.
hold on. You said, wait, hold on, Asia. You said you're going to have to leave if you get misinterpreted.
That wasn't
Not
Asia who
me.
said that. I had said that.
I know you said you're going to have to leave if you get misinterpreted. Is
Yeah,
that
like if someone keeps telling you
okay,
repetitively that,
well then you might as well go because you can't tell
oh,
me
you
how
can't
to
understand me.
respond. I'm
No,
not
not
gonna
like
let
that. No, I
you.
wasn't saying like that.
Okay, well
I mean,
don't
I'm
threaten
willing
to
to listen.
leave. Well, don't threaten us. Don't you asked us a question and you saying
Threaten.
if you get
Oh, I see.
interpreted, you gonna leave. Don't leave. I mean, we might as well end it now. If as soon as you get mad, that's one thing y'all
No,
do
I mean,
too.
what?
Well, for you even to say that,
What do you
that's
mean,
one
my
thing.
people? Say
Yeah,
my
no,
people.
I'm
Say it.
saying for you even to say if I get
Exactly.
misinterpreted, I'm going to leave. That's something Caucasians do when they get up here. As soon as they feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable, they
you're
threaten to
you
leave.
you do not like white people.
I didn't say that. Go ahead, answer the question. You want to answer? Some one of y'all want to answer him, and if he leave, he leave. Go ahead.
But
So, what was your
I was just
question?
pretty
Wait,
much
wait, wait.
saying that
Hold
if
on,
you
Storm.
talk over me
Storm,
a
you asked
bunch,
your
Can you repeat
question.
the
Give us a
question?
chance to answer the
Okay,
question,
hold
Storm.
on. They want you to repeat the question, Storm. Go ahead.
I was saying that I want you to name one thing about racism that I cannot understand, and that is a scenario or circumstance. It has to fall in the category of a scenario or circumstance that I cannot comprehend. Just one. Just one. Well, just
Yeah,
name
I'll
one.
yield.
Okay. You don't know what redlining is. That's never
Explain it to
happened
me.
to you.
Explain it to me. And I'll let
I
you know if I
literally
can't
just, I,
understand.
I literally just answered you. If you don't know what it is, that's what I mean by you
I
can't
said one that I
understand it.
can't understand.
I
Why
just
don't you
gave you
explain it to
one. You
me?
don't
Why don't you
understand what
explain it to
redlining
me
is.
and see if I can understand it? Well, I
Redlining
mean,
is the practice of not allowing a specific group of people to purchase properties in a specific area, or keeping
all
a
right.
specific group of people out of
Well,
a
I
specific
understood
area.
that clearly. So,
No, you didn't, because
no, I did.
I gave you a definition and you didn't.
A clear
I had to give you. I
definition.
had to define it for you.
Yes, and now I understand it. I said something that I can't understand, not something that I don't already know that guy could be taught. Listen, listen. This is what I
I
mean.
can teach you to understand. I
Ears,
can
Y'all know
teach
ears
you
for
what?
to.
no reason.
Y'all know what? How
Ears for no
y'all want to
reason.
know? Y'all want to know how I feel about this guest right here, this panelist.
You feel racist.
This is,
No,
we're
we don't
gonna
show
go
He
ahead
race.
and
wants to
drop
debate
him
instead of
because he's
learn. He doesn't
ignorant.
actually want to learn.
No, exactly. We're gonna go ahead because he was making me feel warm inside, and the show just got started, and I'm trying to have a chill show. I know it's gonna get heated, but he was full of shit. Okay,
And he got a black girlfriend too.
I
That's
know.
true. That's
If that
amazing.
was even real. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, I've heard these people come up here and ask black people some of the craziest stuff. So get ready. But I decided to do this prompt, but I was just kind of caught off guard so early. I wasn't really ready. I wasn't ready, y'all. My bad.
Most of the questions are going to be racially motivated. Now he's saying everybody's running. No one's running from you.
Let's let him back up here. And if he start doing that over talking, he don't want nobody else to do. And if he gonna sit there and say these seem like trick questions to me. What y'all think?
Yeah, he's
They
trying to
are.
trick
The
people
way
up and
he's
try
asking
to,
the
yeah.
questions.
Yeah. That's if they all in bad faith because how can we prove the way he feel inside when all he gonna tell us is that he experienced it or he know it or he understand because his question is something that he can't that he couldn't understand or something like that, right, y'all?
Yeah, trying to ask trick questions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we ain't got time for that. Go on, boy. Go play with somebody else. Go find some other blacks to try, but not today, son. Yeah, that was just stupid. How y'all doing today?
Doing
Thank you for
good, doing
the.
good.
Is there anything anybody up here wants to ask Black Americans? I know we all black, but I don't know about Alfonso. Um. Oh yeah, Alfonso black. Thank
Oh,
you.
I was gonna say I got the Black
No,
American Heritage
I
flag.
know I had to zoom in and look.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask. I'm not Black American. I have a question. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, IT boy. Let's see. What question? Well, with all the FBA diaspora stuff going on, I mean, do y'all feel like we could eventually be more unified and be more at peace as a race and achieve all our goals, whether whether we have independent goals or the same goal? Do you guys actually feel that way? I'm not asking that as a leading question, but I really just want your opinion.
Hold on, Carl. I'll give my answer first, then I'm gonna answer sometime, not all the time, but since it's still early. I would say, my question to that would be, why haven't it been done decades ago? If we were gonna come together at any point, it seemed like it would have happened already. So I don't know. I don't see that happening like we had hopes of it happening. You know what I mean? Because it's like 60 years. I mean, all these years, and it's really never been no allyship. So that's how I feel. Who knows though? But that's where I'm at. People are over it. They are over the unity. That the Daco, you want to give it a shot and answer her question?
You can just call me Miami, sister. It's just Dade County.
Oh, Dade County. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got to click on it to see the whole thing.
You
All right,
good,
Miami.
no, we're not. But the kumbaya stuff is over with. And here's the thing that always strikes me as odd. Whenever I hear, you know, people from the diaspora say that, I always question why now. Like, just because we're trying to delineate and move away from everyone so that we can have our own voice, our own culture, be our own people. Like, I don't understand why now. Why do you guys? Why are you trying to pull us back in now? Just as we're making a clear definition of who we are as a people. We're not African. We're not Jamaican. We're not Haitian. Right? We're just Black Americans. That's it. And now all of a sudden you guys are like, no, 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 just come back and we're all African right now. Come back in. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. Like, we don't fight you guys when you say you're Nigerian. We don't fight you guys when you say you're Ghanaian. We don't fight you when you say you're St. Lucian, Jamaican, Haitian, or none of those other things. We don't fight that. We don't try to force you guys to come back to the proverbial party, right? Like, this is our homeland. Sorry. Tap the screen. Okay. I can't hear you, host. I think your mic is muted.
You're on mute.
Yeah, no, when I'm doing that, just for y'all, so y'all must be new here. I'm just talking to the chat. I'm telling them to tap the screen, do your daily heart me, follow the host, and share the live. So when I'm doing all that, it ain't to y'all, okay? All
Thank
right, just
you.
ignore me if you can.
And that's really it. That's where I land at. For most Black Americans, this is a good time for us because we're actually defining who we are. We're taking back our power and just we're unifying our community. You guys should do the same. Unify your communities. You know, if you guys are African or if you're Africa as a continent, but if you're Nigerian, Ghanaian, you're from the Congo, you know, get with your community and unify your community the same as we are. And maybe once everyone has done what they need to do inside their own communities, maybe we can come back together, but not right now. Not now is not the time for that.
All right, thank you. Where you from, Asia?
Yeah, Aisha.
Aisha, I'm sorry. Where you from?
Yeah, no, I'm West African, but living in DC.
Okay,
So
where at in West Africa?
I I'm Nigerian. So yeah.
Oh, girl, bye. Okay, I hear
Why?
you there.
Why?
All right, let's see what
Why
other
do you
people
say
got.
it like that?
I don't know. I just said, but as a whole, I don't know. Let's
Okay.
see. All right, Alfonso, you want to give it a go? I'm gonna put the timers on y'all too. You want to give it the answer, Alfonso?
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off of it, I don't really think, at least in this current time, that we can really come together and unify. I think that a lot of these different groups within the diaspora have to do some self reflection because they definitely participate in YT supremacy and they know that they negatively affect us and they do it intentionally. And until they deconstruct that, there is no unifying with Black Americans in my eyes. That doesn't mean I can't have somebody that's a Jamaican friend or nothing like that. But I mean, collectively as a whole, I don't think we can unify until they start deconstructing and they do some self reflection. That's all for me.
All right, thank you, Alfonso. Did you want to say something, Aisha?
I think
Yes, sir.
that that's
All right,
fair.
thank you, Alfonso. Oh, wait a minute, KD1. Aisha.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
think. Oh, there's some echo going on.
Go ahead, Aisha.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, the two men that just spoke, I mean, I can't argue with you. I mean, I'm just soaking in the opinions. I feel like time is of the essence right now. This is a very urgent time, and it's not just because FBA is like gaining momentum. I'm not like right now when it comes to global politics, this is a extremely urgent time. It feels like you know, with the particularly in America with the Heritage Foundation, their Project 2025, the stuff that they're getting. Someone kept count that they're over 60% done with the initial goals that they had for Project 2025, and they're targeting Black people, especially Black Americans in particular. And it just feels like that is a microcosm of what the plans that they have for the entire Black world. So, it just feels like obviously, yes, Black Americans need to be empowered, and whichever method that you all want to choose to do that, I pretty much beside you with that, except for anything that has to do with anti-immigration and stuff, obviously.
Well,
But
see,
like,
hold on, Aisha. That's going to be a problem. That's the problem right there. KD1, you want to add something to what she was just saying? Would you like to bring a little clarity to her, to Aisha?
Repeat that last point. Repeat that last point that you started.
about anti-immigration, or just when you say repeat the last point.
Yeah, what were you saying with regards to anti?
So I said that I'm with y'all
Yeah.
on.
Well, like
I'm
in
with
regards to
y'all.
anti-immigration, what about that? You said it.
I said, except for anti-immigration, I'm with y'all on any way you choose to empower yourselves. As we've seen with South Africans, you can kind of see the parallels, though there's no violence here yet. Hoping that there won't be. But when you focus in on the lowest hanging fruit, immigrants who maybe at the most might have a upper, at the very top, might have an upper middle class job, and at the very bottom, many of them are undocumented, working, you know, as laborers, making pennies on the dollar. Like, we are not affecting you that much. The people on top are the ones creating the policy and creating a scarcity mindset. There is more than enough. There's so many opportunities to create jobs that anyone at any education level can get. There's so many opportunities to fund.
Hold on, land your plane so somebody can respond. If it's okay,
Okay,
you all
so
can
just to tie it
respond.
up,
Hold on,
just to
sir.
just to tie it all together and land my plane, is, you know, there's a scarcity mindset being created by the ones on top, and trying to sow that division and everything. And I think when you focus in on the low hanging fruit, that's not really doing you wrong to that extent. It feels weird. So yeah, I'll land there.
Katie.
Okay. Firstly, love Jones. Love Jones. I keep getting my beautiful women mixed
It's
up.
all good.
Man,
I know what you mean. She is beautiful, but I hear you.
Love's World. Thank you again for having me. Peace to the
You
family on the
welcome.
panel. Real quick, Aisha. This is actually an example of the spirit of the prompt, right? Like things that folks outside of Black Americans can't really relate to. Hell, even sometimes within Black America, there are certain Black Americans who live in one state that's not how can I say, that's not so affected by mass immigration slash illegal immigration like the people in Chicago, Illinois are. If you can't relate to how those people are being affected by the open border policies of the previous administration, you wouldn't understand why there's an anti-immigration sentiment amongst a certain sector of Black America, right? Now, one thing we got to understand about the system of racism, white supremacy here in America is that it leverages non-Black Americans against Black Americans, whether it be in an aggressive way or a passive way. By an aggressive way, I mean this. You have non-FBA politicians who have been in office and have undermined the plight of foundational Black Americans in the form of Byron Donalds, who said plainly out of his mouth that he wouldn't be in favor of reparations for foundational Black Americans because his family on either side wouldn't qualify. Winston-Salem Earl is always talking about, oh no, we need to stop focusing on the past and live in the now. She's Jamaican. You know what I mean? You have, even though she's not in political office, you have your people like Candace Owens, who she's a political commentator, and there are certain people who follow her and she could sway political opinion. Had Kamala Harris, who said with her whole damn chest what she wouldn't do for foundational Black Americans specifically. All right, so that's the aggressive part. The passive part is these people just not being an asset to Black America as a collective. Not talking about the exceptions here and there. There's always exceptions to the rule. But what the U.S. government has investing in non-FBAs is that, like, yeah, we know that these people are non-white, but these descendants of chattel slavery, these people got a chip on their shoulder, and they gonna speak up anytime we do their ass wrong.
Okay, land your plane, KD. Hey, Miami, I'm gonna rotate the stage. You can come back up, but I gotta get to the new people. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right. Wait a minute. Hold on before you go. Let me follow you back. All right. Thank you, Miami. All right, KD,
Okay.
land your plane.
Okay, I literally only had a few words left. It's just that, like I said, the U.S. government would rather have some people who could probably fit the description of Black people in between the government and us, so that they could, again, you know, what we call them. They are the buffer class. You know what I'm saying? People who don't have that same fire in them against racism, white supremacy as we do, as the people who are foundational to this country and without our land.
Okay, real quick, just let me do a temperature check. I know Carl is Black American. OG, are you Black American?
Black American.
Okay, Eric White, are you Black American?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what ethnicity are you, Eric?
I am Jewish, German, and Guatemalan.
All right, shout out to that. You want to ask Black Americans one question?
I just wanted to make a quick statement, if that's okay. I don't necessarily have one singular question.
Well, you can ask
I
us
wanted to make.
multiple questions, but you got to ask one question at least. You got to do the prompt,
Sure,
Eric. Okay,
sure.
go.
Okay. Um, why are we all sitting here fighting one another when I feel like most of us all, regardless of what particular individual micro group we may belong to, why are we fighting each other when the macro group that we all belong to is poor? We are
He don't know
all
what it mean to
amongst
be
a
a
group.
minority.
Wait a minute. Hold
No,
on, Bing. Hold on. Hold
please let
on,
me
Eric.
finish.
Hold
Please.
on, Eric. Hold on. Bing, are you Black American?
I would say I'm kind of like red, hot, yellow American more than
So are
anything,
you
but
Black American? Okay, we're going to let
I
you go
painted
because
Santa Claus black growing up.
you what?
I said I painted Santa Claus black growing up. That's what we did in our house. We ain't put the white Santa out. We
You
painted our
want to be,
Santa black.
okay, let me ask you a question. Do you want to be
What
a
up,
part
bro?
of this debate or you want to go down to the comments?
I would like to join. I would like to be a part of it.
Okay, well, you got to let people finish, okay? And then we're going to get to
I'm
you
gonna
as
try my
soon as
best, son.
possible. Huh?
I'm gonna try my best.
Okay, please do, because if you come off mic, then I'm going to have to drop you, okay? Thank you. All right, Eric, start. Go ahead so we can understand. Eric, Eric, come off mic, Eric. I mean, come off mute.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you
You're
again.
welcome.
Um, I'm not trying to disparage or put down anybody, and if I am, please correct me and let me know, and I will make the correct adjustments. But my observation is, I feel like I see all of us in the same category, which is we don't have money and we don't have the ability to affect change. And I feel like there is a subdivision in that category where somehow we all are also fighting with each other, even though none of us have the ability to affect any kind of change. And before we try to figure out what micro group we all belong to, what microcosm we're all fighting for, I think more importantly than that is figuring out that we don't belong to the 1% that has hundreds of millions, hundreds of billions of dollars that gets to make all the causes, calls, and changes in this society that all of us pay for, but none of us have any say in. And I feel like until we all agree on the fact that we all belong to that group that affects absolutely no change whatsoever, we're not going to be able to move forward, because the whole point is to keep all of us in a room like this debating with each other and fighting with each other and saying, you don't understand, you're not a part of this group, you don't get it, you don't feel what we feel. And at the end of the day, maybe not. That is true. Maybe I don't feel exactly what everybody else feels, but I'm still a part of that same group that doesn't get to affect any change on anything, no matter what I look like, what my background is, any of those things.
All right,
That's it.
thank you.
That's my.
Thank you.
Response to that.
Okay,
Can I
and then
can I
Carl.
respond?
No, because he asking Black Americans. But we gonna give it
Oh,
to
never
you
mind.
too. But yeah, he asking Black Americans. We gonna let Carl and Threads respond. Go ahead, Carl.
Hey, good evening, love. So,
Hey, Carl.
I feel, you know, high level what the dude is talking about. Like, okay, we are the world, we are the children, all that. We all intersect in some way. Some of us like milk, and so we're the same that way. But I'll tell you what, if do you have that same energy when a unarmed black person is killed? Do you have that same energy
Unalived. I
when
love TikTok
unalive? I'm
shop.
sorry about that. Do you have that same energy when even having a traditional Black American name prevents your application from going through, right? it's fine to have common causes, but if you have common causes with the oppressor,
You breaking up, Carl.
and
Carl, that ain't gonna
while
work.
one
You
person,
breaking up.
okay, is this better? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll come back.
yeah. Come back. The threads. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. Good evening, Eric. I just wanted to say, and please don't take this in the wrong way. I don't mean this in a harmful way, but I need to be very honest with you in that those talking points that you just named are very YT supremacist. Everything that you just said tells everybody in this room who's a part of the Black community that you have no proximity to Blackness and do not understand what it means to exist in the United States as a Black person, let alone a Black American person. You don't understand what you're saying. We have never had the privilege. Harm happens in different ways. Yes, poverty is a form of marginalization, but it's not the only form of marginalization. Racism plays into it, and that's a form of harm that you do not and will never understand. And so you can't make a comparison between us and the needs of other people who are being marginalized in other ways.
Okay, Eric, you want to
What?
respond to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, 100% you're correct. There is no possible way for me as myself in this world, the way I was born, to understand what you're talking about. That is incredibly impossible for me to understand. There's no way that I could ever. I can do my best to hypothetically put myself in any Black American's shoes, but I cannot walk those shoes. I cannot feel those feelings. I cannot be that human being. I cannot go through what y'all been through. I cannot do any of those things. What I can do is recognize that, like I said earlier, before we try to fight for microcosms of different groups, I'm not trying to show white supremacy. And if that is how what I said to you comes off, then I deeply apologize for that. Because what I'm trying to present in this statement that I'm trying to make to anybody in this room is before we start fighting amongst ourselves, we need to get rid of the people that are oppressing all of us. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your history was. What matters is how many dollars are in your bank account. And it's
Hey,
point blank, end of story. That's it.
Eric, let me tell you something. I don't know
Sure.
if you know or not, but Black Americans want reparations.
That
Until
plays into what I'm saying. There is no dollars in the reparations bank accounts. There is nobody putting money in that
Can I
fund.
respond to that? Is it okay if
Whether they should be or
Eric,
not, there is no
Eric,
money
can I
getting put
just
into
say,
that fund.
Eric, can we pause just 1 second, Eric? So this nation has issued reparations to several different groups of people, even groups of people who are not American. The United States sends billions of dollars to Israel every single year. They just sent billions of dollars to them this year as well. And they do call it a form of reparations. They
Did you
have
hear what my
money
statement
to
was?
give. What there are reparations for us.
That
There
there have
are.
been
They're
no
just not being
reparations given
issued.
to, there have been no reparations given to Black Americans was my statement.
But there should be. There
No,
should
that's
be.
Yes.
not what you
That's
said. You
not
said
what you
there's no
said.
Yes.
money. You
You
said
said
Yes,
there
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 is
should
are
be.
no
hold on,
reparations.
Fadi.
money for
Hold on, Fadi. What did you say, Eric?
I said yes, there should be. It has not been done.
Okay.
That's
So,
not true.
That's not what I heard.
okay.
So
Well, if you
Well,
did
though
say that,
that's the way I feel.
okay.
So
So you changing your stance, or
sure.
you miss. I don't know what, but okay. So,
Whether it was misinterpreted,
oh,
miscommunicated,
okay. We can
misheard,
move on from there, you guys. We can.
I certainly feel that
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are a group that deserves some kind of balancing of the books for what has happened to y'all in America's history.
I don't even know what happened to us.
I don't think
Hold
it's
on, let her
okay
answer,
that
Bobby. Go
I don't think
ahead.
it's okay that everything that has happened and that white YT people have done to Black Americans goes without any kind of reparations whatsoever. And I know there have been talks of that. And I know people have said that is what is due to Black Americans. That is what they're owed. But I've never seen a dollar spent on it. So is there money? Of course there's money. There's money for everything. There's money for war. There's money for all kinds of messed up stuff that we spend money on that we shouldn't.
Okay, what's
But
your next
we don't.
question, Eric? What's your next question you got?
Why do we spend time fighting one another who agree on these kind of topics when the people at the top are ultimately going to continue to push us back into a corner where we fight about these kind of conversations instead of turn on them and fight them for even being in power in the first place?
That's the same
Okay,
question.
hold
How do
on,
we get
hold
over
on,
that? How do
y'all.
we
Wait
get
a
over
minute.
that hurdle?
Okay,
How do
hold
we get
on.
over that hurdle
All right.
to finally make progress to get what we're talking about right now done?
Okay, thank you, Eric. So we're gonna let ATP and OG answer that. OG, you wanna go first?
Yes. I understand what you're saying, bro, but you gotta understand, like, black people, we have a unique gift from God. Like, our people already tried this in the 60s. That's why all these other ethnic groups is in America now. Like, the civil rights movement wasn't just for black people to be able to, like, eat at stores with other people. It was for other races to come to this country because the Jews, all the other white races that's not from America could come over here. But the people of color couldn't come over here. So my people fought for everybody that to be able to come to experience the American dream. And then when everybody got over here, they went against us. So why would we want to be with any of y'all? It's time to separate from everybody. It's not, oh, this person, everybody was against us. Because every household had something to say about the black people once they got to America. Oh, don't hang with the black boy. He's no good. He robbed. He steal. He do this. She's a hoe or this or that. Like, that, everybody had their hand against us since the beginning. And now we realizing that only thing we got is ourselves. And we want to be with ourselves. Everybody should let us be with ourselves.
Okay, AT or
Do,
y'all
do
wanna
you want me
let
to
Eric
do you want me to
go ahead,
respond
Eric.
or
Can I
you want me
also
to?
Yeah,
respond
go
after
ahead, Eric.
AT? Can I respond after AT?
I'm
Okay,
sorry when I
Eric,
came up here.
because
Y'all probably kicking
we
up all
got
kind of music.
somebody. Wait, I can't hear everybody talking at once. Hold on. What you say, Fabi?
I was asking, can I respond? I also want to make a quick comment after AT about Eric's question.
Okay, because I think Octimo got a question, and it's a lot of y'all, so I got to go in order so everybody can answer. But the whole panel, everybody can't answer. Go ahead, ATP.
Thank you, loves
You're
world.
welcome.
Shout out to you. Doing shout out to the panel. So normally, I pop in, I listen and try to, add my points. But Eric, that whole we situation is only a we in a current time where all of us are elected, or excuse me, we are age appropriate voters. The conversation that you're trying to have is not the same conversation that descendants and I think Black Americans have been having in the United States. I live in the state of Virginia, and we were a purple state. We're now a Democratic state because of the governor and other electoral positions. And what they're doing with redistricting is that the Democratic Party, as well as the Republican Party, what they do is they've been using us as kind of like chess pieces, pawns. And they've been pushing us from here or there. And it doesn't matter if somebody's an oligarch or someone's in the middle class. We're talking about there are groups of large people who are using our voter apparatus to get people that they want elected. And then they turn around and give us nothing. And so it does not matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican situation. What has been happening is we now have found out more about the effects and impact of degradation, and our repair has not come full circle because we have been pawning and waiting for people to
Land your
actually
plane, ATP.
I'm going to land
Mhm.
to do what they're going to do, what they said that they're going to do, but they have it impacted in a worse way.
Can I
You
respond to
breaking up
ATP real
real
quick?
bad with TP. Huh? Yeah, go ahead. And
Can
then
I
Bobby got something real quick to add to.
just real quick, if we are going to decide to not work together whatsoever based off past history and things that have happened, regardless of who believes what, who feels what, who has acknowledged what, who is trying to work toward what, then what does the future of America look like? Do we just redraw divisional lines all over the place? There's already redistricting and gerrymandering happening that is completely illegal and unconstitutional in the United States. If within that same redistricting and gerrymandering, we are then going to segregate ourselves even further to YT and black and what, then where do we go from there? How do
Go
we
ahead.
work? How do we stand together and work anywhere to make any kind of progress once we've made that division amongst
Okay,
Hold
ourselves?
on.
can I speak?
Go ahead, Fadi. And then
Okay.
KD1. And then we got to get to Octamo and Bing. Come on, y'all. Go ahead, Fadi.
Okay, I'll be quick. So, sir, your forefathers, your grandfathers, your uncles, your cousins, distant cousins, everybody and their mother on your side of the family, created this system, created these laws, created these problems, and y'all immigrated so much because beyond the Asians that came over here, y'all are the original immigrants of recent years. Y'all came over here by the millions, right? And your current cousins, uncles, fathers, everybody and their mother that's passing laws to this day, that's running this country to this day, are the problem. Y'all are supposedly the majority of the country. So this is y'all's problem to fix. It's more than enough of y'all to go out there and get mad and do something about this instead of looking to unite. Why do y'all need us? We 13% of the population, remember? Why do y'all need our little old third? We done gave enough. Y'all can fix what y'all did. Y'all did this. Y'all fix it. Okay?
All right, thank you, Fadi. Hold on, Eric. KD1 real quick. Go ahead. Oh,
All right,
ATP and OG, I'm going to rotate y'all down. Thanks for coming up. Go ahead, KD.
all right. So, Eric, I got to
Oops, Katie, I'm sorry. Come back.
Damn.
Okay. I apologize for that. You guys, go ahead, Katie.
it's all good. So, Eric, I gotta show you a little bit of your racism, right? Just to make you aware of it. But you know what? Like, even as a white person, you're not the only one that does things like that. There's a lot of non-black Americans that do things like what you're doing now. First off, when we get to talking about, oh, it's not about race or identity, it's about money. If we all had that kind of money, we could level the playing fields and work. There's some truth to that, but with regards to the reparations claim, we talking about reparations for U.S. chattel slavery to start with, for a harm that was done to us and a debt that is owed for unpaid labor. That's that aspect. But when you make oppression about money in and of itself, under the system of racism, white supremacy, you putting a price tag on our identity. You see what I'm saying? It's saying money makes us all the same. No, it don't. That's one. And then two, a lot of people who come talk about unifying with foundational black Americans and say, yeah, we should all work together. Like, all of these different subgroups and whatnot, and identities don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's all about money. We got a common enemy. One, you're not really respecting our gangster, and then two, y'all don't come asking the right question. See, I was gonna save this, but the question needs to be, anybody who comes up here if you got the heart and mind to want to work together with Black Americans, you should ask, what do you want me to do? You should come and want to be of service. If you addressing somebody else that's not of your ethnic group, you need to come with, how can I help? What can I do? Not, hey, you should stop talking about what you're talking about right now and we should just work together. No,
Respectfully, can I respond?
go please.
When I have somebody like the very intelligent young woman underneath me to the right who says it doesn't matter because there is no working together. The fact is we created this problem and we need to fix this problem. Those are fully two different statements to go off of. I believe both of y'all. I believe both of y'all that there is an immense amount of harm that YT people have done to this country that have created this problem that YT people should stand up and fix and fight if they have a problem with it. I also don't understand how simultaneously the question should be, how do I work side by side with the Black community when the Black community doesn't want anything to do with me?
Go ahead, y'all. It's KD, real quick. Can you answer that so we can move on to the new guest? Go ahead.
Yeah, so again, Black America isn't a 100% monolith. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who you asking. But you can never go wrong with your initial question. If your initial question is, what can I do? Now, some people might tell you, like Denzel told the girl when he was playing Malcolm X, nothing. Somebody might be able to tell you that. Somebody else might be like, shoot, I got this organization and this program with these kids, throw some money at it. Like, well, I don't need you to do nothing else. I don't need you to do no backflip. Just throw me some money so I can help mentor these youth. Somebody else might say something else. You know what I mean? But then I'll land with that.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to respond,
Well,
Loves. Is it too late?
yeah, we got to move on to the new people. Well, just let us get to the new people, and if Eric's still up here, AT, you can ask him, okay? Octo, you said you had a question in the comments. How you doing?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, I got two questions, but we can start with one. I
Okay.
think it'd be good. So, my question. So, where do you see yourselves as a people, the FBAs? Where do you guys see yourselves as a people in the next 80 to 100 years? What's your vision?
Hold on. That's a silly question. It's 50 million of us or close to that, somewhere in there. I don't know. We don't know.
Personally, like what's your
This is not that. I mean, we're not here to tell you where we see ourselves in 80 to 100 years. Most of us won't even probably be alive in 80 to 100 years. What kind of question is that?
Y'all think it's a silly question? All right.
Yeah, that's a silly question. You don't think so, Octa Bean Mo?
I think it's a good question.
You asking
what do you
people
envision?
in their 30s or something, would they think they'll see themselves in 80 to 100 years? You don't think that's a crazy ass question?
It's like, where do you see your descendants? What do you envision for them? Like, what do you want?
Empowered. Now, what's your next question? I answer that for everybody. Empowered. Go ahead.
All right, my second question. If you had one wish, right? What's a bad thing that you perceive about your community that you would change? If you had one wish, like what do you
Okay, hold on. I think we get it. Bing, you said you a black. Are you a Black American, Bing? Big?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Okay, you can answer that for him.
I ain't hear it all the way. Can I just run it back real quick?
Yeah, run it back.
Yeah, like if you had one wish, right? What's a bad thing about your community that you would personally change? One wish, basically.
I would say the lack of unity. I feel like the unity that existed back when my grandmother was a young lady, like back in the 40s and 50s. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. It was such a productive time for us. And if you listen to some of the music in the 60s, like you'll hear it in it. Like I would love to get that unity back.
Can I respond to that question?
Um, yeah, go ahead.
So, BMO, the thing that I would change about my community is the same thing that you and everybody else from every other community would change about their communities. Because everybody got their things they need to change. So if you want to know the answer to that question, then ask yourself that question and you decide what you would change about your own community. And then you have the answer that you need.
Also, like to add, if anybody want to know the tangible value of FBA delineation, if you type it in the growth, you'll get a very like well-rounded response back.
Grok? You talking about the AI that
Absolutely.
just was created that is biased that Elon Musk
You might be
went to
surprised.
literally went to he had a law case about that he was saying that should be able to
Okay, it's Grok.
bias Black
Yeah,
Americans?
ask what the tangible
Grok,
value
Grok.
is of
What I'm
FBA
interested
delineation.
in knowing, what did it say, Big?
Oh.
He probably wants to go double check it. You can also put that in fact, chat GBT if it's a question you was curious about. Okay, the Jeep, how you doing? You got the you got the answer, Big.
You say what? Say that again. Ask. I'm Black American. I'm African American, so I'm just really listening in. I wanted. There was a couple points I wanted to speak on, but I forgot what they were said. You know, time that went by already, so I don't even remember what was said again.
Okay, well I'm gonna drop you down. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Did you find out what it said, Big?
Yeah, I mean, it go on to expound on the importance of amplifying the voice, like the political interest of like the group, which is gonna have different interests than somebody who don't have the same ties here. And also, and when it comes to the reparations actions, it's gonna be important too, because you can't have like a racial based thing, because that's not gonna work with the Constitution. So it has to be lineage based.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Big.
It has to be legal, not legal jurisdiction.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Big. I'm gonna rotate the stage. Let me see. Fadi, thank you for coming up. No, you stay there, Fadi. I'm just trying to move some stuff around.
You do that. Can I answer that last question
Uh-huh.
that Eric
Yeah, go
asked?
ahead.
So Eric, when I had mentioned about the redistricting, you see how quickly you were saying redistricting is everywhere, and I think you missed my point, and I want to bring it home. Um, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, representatives of each state who's held power in the House, they have been in power and utilizing that power to ignore Black Americans. So much so that there was an entire OMB racial categorizing of different groups who wanted to actually move out of the business of whiteness. Why? Because they started realizing that districts is what wins races and population numbers matter. And what we found in research is that white people, I guess I got to say white people hold 250 plus districts in the United States. They've never been challenged in the Supreme Court. Uh, Black Americans hold almost less than 30 or less than 22. It was a low number. Other populations who have come into the United States hold more district power to the tunes of 40 to 50 in population numbers, as far as the district numbers, more than Black Americans. And they've been allowed to do that because they've hidden under the guise of whiteness, and that they don't get to they're not challenged. So why do you think that you are considerably the same as who we are and what we're fighting for?
Would you like me to respond to your question?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't in any way, shape, or form think that I'm the same at all. I think that the disproportionate numbers that you just mentioned are exactly as disproportionate as you said they are. So where in anything I said about people unifying to fight the powers that oppress us unilaterally somehow translated to you as YT people are just as oppressed as Black Americans, I'm not sure where you heard that talking point.
No,
But
no,
that's not what I said in any way, shape, or form.
no. So,
Nor
that's not why.
again, based off what you just said, nor do I think that YT people are underrepresented, don't have a say, haven't been acknowledged. I think that we are overrepresented, are beyond acknowledged, and need to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, pardon my language, but we should have way less say than we do.
But
And
but
districting should be, go ahead.
But what I'm trying to get to you is that it again, it has to do with the moment we start talking about the things that we need and why we need reparations, even the smallest legislation, we don't get the representation and support from other groups, nor white groups or people who identified adjacent white or white folks. So when you say, hey, we need to get together and unify, unification is not subjugation, and it definitely isn't, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and champion your needs over mine, because as of right now, I'm at a net zero.
My needs and your needs, and I hate to say this, are very, very similar because I make the
HATE, not
same or
the
less.
TikTok shop. You can't say
I
that
make
word. You gotta spell it. And then we moving on from here, and I'm gonna rotate the stage.
I think that my needs are less than your needs. I'm a disabled YT American who makes very minimal income. You probably make more money than I do. I would assume you're a more productive member of society. You contribute more than I do to society. You are a more valuable member of society than I am. But why we are on a panel fighting with one
Did
another
you,
is the point I'm
Eric, hold
trying to
on.
make.
You can't keep talking. Eric, did you say she a more valuable member of society than you are?
Potentially.
Why you say that?
Because I assume that with the things I've gone through in life and what I need to take from the government, I am a less valuable member and less contributing member of society.
You said because you're
Oh,
disabled.
Yeah.
oh, you disabled? Oh, I'm okay. I didn't hear you say that. Okay.
So I am leeching off the rest of you on this panel that are contributing members of society. I am a less valuable member of
Can
society.
I just say, Eric, that your disability, there are millions of disabled Americans from all different communities, and I acknowledge that, and I have empathy for that. However, your disability is not in any way a comparison to all the fronts of marginalization and
Oh
oppression
my
that
God,
specifically Black
ma'am,
American communities
I did
face.
not make that, I did not
But
make that
hear what I'm
case.
saying, because of the talking points that you're bringing up are making the people on this panel and in the chat feel that you are drawing a correlation between any aspect of your existence as a YT or a YT passing American to Black American communities. It's not equal or balanced in
I,
any aspect. I'm telling you now.
I
And
absolutely
I feel, can
apologize.
I just finish? Because I'm almost done. I feel like some of the maybe responses that you received before about you just doing, white tea people just taking care of it because they started it,
Okay,
came
land
from
your
the
plane,
fact that
please.
that you centered money. And a lot of people from other communities center money because that's their biggest problem, while Black Americans are fighting on all fronts. Money is just one out of a million things that we're trying to overcome. And that's a problem. And I'll land there.
Okay,
Do
Rob.
you, do you,
Hold on,
Sorry.
Eric,
Go
y'all.
ahead.
Look, there's new people on the stage. We got to move on. C-Tone. C-Tone. Okay. Rob, how you doing?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a quick question for my Black American freedmen brothers and sisters. I've heard other white tea people bring this up on other panels, so this is why I'm asking this. Do you think we need to tighten up our language and the legalities when it comes to how we're I guess stomping to get our foundational Black American reparations, or can somebody educate me on this? Because I've heard some white tea people, whether they were trolling or not, I've heard some on other platforms and panels bring up when we say that you have to have at least one Black American ancestor that was born on the 1870s U.S. Census or earlier in order to qualify for foundational Black American
Rob,
reparations.
hold on, Rob.
Yes,
Let me stop
yes,
you
ma'am.
because everybody
Yes, ma'am.
don't go by foundational Black Americans. Some
Okay, well,
people,
Black,
some people feel.
you know what I'm saying, though.
I know, but I'm
Black
saying
American
a
people.
black somebody else might not feel the same. Everybody
Okay,
don't feel every. I mean, everybody don't
uh,
agree on everything. But anybody, go
sure.
ahead, Bobby.
Well, for
So
whatever term that you guys refer to, y'all know what I'm talking about, like
Mm-hmm,
us
I feel
that
you, Rob.
descend
I
from
feel what you're
people from
saying.
chattel slavery. Sure, sure. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm not trying to be funny, but
Yeah, I
us
know,
that
Rob.
descend from chattel slavery. So, because I've heard some white tea people say that, hey, well, some of us may have a mulatto ancestor that was on a plantation in 1850, and then they just mixed in with white tea people. And I've heard them trollishly ask that would they qualify if it's lineage based and not race based. So I was just wondering like what y'all's thoughts were on that, and if y'all
so
could kind of
your
educate me on that.
so your legal language needs to follow the jurisdiction, not just the state. It needs to follow the federal jurisdiction. There is a working group. There's probably multiple working groups. There's probably people doing a whole lot of stuff. So the thing that we found is that you have to declare yourself, and you have to declare yourself. The one thing that white tea people who might have an ancestor that was either a part of their lineal line that they found that might have been, in slavery, they would have to file that are a descendant of that person and have been representing themselves as a Black American all their lives and in their parents' lives. That's not going to happen. However, I'm not I'm not going to fight the fight that if some white people in a small percentage number find descendants in their lineal line and they apply for reparations and whatever they get. That's not my business. My business is the legal side of jurisdiction. And that's the part of the House that actually feeds into the legislative branch. And a lot of us have not had that conversation. And even if you have, I haven't talked to you. So I'm just bringing it up. That's it.
Sure. Yeah, I was just wondering. I was just curious.
I
I wasn't
also
trying to
wanted
be
to make
funny or
a
nothing.
quick comment and respond to.
Go ahead, Bobby.
So for me, this is why I don't like that whole African descent, because it's way too broad. Anybody and their mother,
I
like
agree.
I have been saying this, anybody and their mother, especially in this country, really in the Americas period, can claim African descent because of the narrative of history and because of the things that happen here specifically. And then you got a whole continent called Africa. Then you got the people who migrate out of Africa and go all around the world. Like, it's too much for me. Like, and then, I feel like it should be, I do agree, tighten up on it, tighten up on the definition. Let it be that majority of your ancestors have to be indigenous, Black, Negro, free person of color, colored, mulatto, like literally, like that is the cutoff line. Like they
Like
majority of
multi.
all of your lines, all of your bloodlines, starting from your grandparents, all four of your grandparents, but 3 out of those 4 need to be some type of considered Black in history, whether they was Black or not. They need to be classified as such throughout history. Majority of them. That's how I feel.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. That was it, Rob?
Yep. Thank you so much for letting me on.
Oh, no, you okay. Akimo, you got another question?
Only 2 people answered my question. I don't know if that was everybody, but
You
Um,
wanted everybody. What was your question again? Because we got some new people up here. Can you ask different questions? Because you seem like you got a lot of questions.
nah, my question was, if you had one wish, what's a bad thing that you perceive about your community that you would change? I think the thread gave an answer, but I kind of had a response. She said that she would change the same thing I would change about my community. I think she said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you agree with her?
no, I don't agree with that because different communities have their own problems, right? For example,
What community are you from?
Haitian community.
What's different in Haitian communities that's not happening in Black American communities?
I'll give you an example, right? I feel like Haitian parents are very strict on their kids. What they do is they keep, you know, the kid is only allowed to leave to go to school, and if they don't come back 10, 15 minutes from school, they get beaten. That's Monday to Friday. The weekend, you have to go to Bible study all day, and then when you come back from that, you go to, you do your homework, and you have no type of freedom. That tends to produce very modest Haitians, very modest. Like they have a lot of respect for authority, but it also gives a lot of trauma, right? They tend to be very antisocial, very
Wait. Hold on.
reserved.
Let's slow down. So, what do you think is happening in large cities where immigrants are raising their children? Let's just speak, hypothetical, or you can speak literal, in Haitian communities now in America. Because are you saying that this is happening over in Haiti? That the discipline is very rigorous and they're just, Christian walking Catholics or whatever religion that they practice, and it's just upright citizens model? Or are you saying that you're seeing that in Black America, it's a different culture? What are you saying?
I'm talking about America, right? I don't know what's going on in Haiti.
Oh, okay.
In
So
terms of yeah.
where can we point to? New York, Ohio. Where can we point to in Haitian communities?
Wherever Haitians live, New York, Florida,
I tell you one
it's
back.
like a common thing. It's a very
Oh, okay,
common.
so you believe that in those communities that they're just upright citizens and they are going to church, Bible studies, mothers is putting belt to ass, and all the kids are just they're just straight walking straight lines.
I can't say all, right? When you say all, that's kind of sketchy. But I will say that's a huge problem in Haitian community that we talk about all the time.
Okay.
So it tends to produce.
Can I respond? Thank you. So BMO, I'm bi-ethnic. I'm half Black American and
Wait
I'm
a minute,
half
hold on,
Jamaican.
Thread. Okay, Eric, we're going to bring you back. You can come back anytime. Thanks for asking your questions, Eric. Okay, go ahead, Threads.
Okay. I'm half Black American and I'm half Jamaican. And the reason that I answered your question the way that I did is because I knew the angle that you were coming from. I knew where that question was coming from. And I am staunchly against the concept of this model minority nonsense, especially that Black immigrant communities come to the United States with and then perpetrate against Black American communities as if they're so much morally better and their families are so much more intact. I can say from firsthand experience, like I told you before, all the issues that Black Americans have in their communities, every other immigrant community has those issues as well. You have people in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, kids who skip class. They don't go to school. They don't learn anything. They turn into DRUG dealers and badman. In Jamaica, they call them badman, right? GUN man. Okay, there's literally most of the Caribbean has bars, grills on their house. That's not just Jamaica, that's the Caribbean in general. Why? Because there's so many thieves, so many unalivers who will come into your house at night. So there's DURGS on the islands. There is lack of education. There's ghettos. There's every single issue in these immigrant communities that you have in Black American communities. There's also this to remove this false narrative of even this model minority parenting. It's not real. You have horrible
No,
parents in the Caribbean. So I don't
For
understand
sure.
this question. Remain. My answer remains: anything that you would change in yours, I would change in mine, because this is just all the same. There's no difference between yours and mine.
So you're mistaking me. I don't think the model minority parenting I was just talking about, I don't think it's a good parenting. So the whole model minority thing, I don't think it's good. I think it tends to produce very, kids that are very traumatized, that have their issues. So if you're mistaking me for saying that I think it's a good type of parenting, I'm saying the opposite. That's actually something I would change about my
I
community.
hear you, but Black American homes have the same type of parenting as well. So you could say so for both communities. There are Black American homes that are very strict. I grew up in a very strict home with my mother. I went to school and church and home, and that's it. And my mother is Black American, right? So you could say the same for some Black American families. They're very strict, and sometimes it's harmful. So again, it can go both ways.
Sorry, I got the hiccups. Okay, that's fair. Like it's just that I never heard a Black American say this is happening on a mass scale. That
What?
this is a big problem in my community, and that's something I would change. But it's
What
interesting to
happens?
hear.
You've never heard Black Americans say that we have
Yeah.
discipline in our family? I'm lost. What
No,
are you
no, not
saying?
Even the
discipline.
church
You
24/7.
you ain't
Like
heard about you
what?
ain't heard
What
about
like
grandma them?
I'm just
BMO, you ain't heard
saying
about grandma them
You ain't had
and
enough
the
conversations with
switch?
Black Americans.
You never heard about the switch?
I'm just saying I don't understand. So I guess that's why I bowed out of the conversation, because I already knew that that's where you were going, and there was no need to argue with you about something that you obviously you clearly either are being disingenuous about, or you clearly are in the United States and you have not submerged yourself in Black community, and I don't know what community you live in, and that you would try to compare us to some sort of unhinged, undisciplined, uncouth type of
No, no, no.
individuals that are raising hellions. I don't think that's not proper. And what's not also right is the fact that Black Americans pride themselves on making sure that we actually are building communities that are thriving. So being under constant attack, having to deal with the elemental things, whether you're talking about we all know what the trap house is, we all know what the hood is. Everybody don't live in a hood. Everybody
Mhm.
don't live in a suburb. Everyone does not live in mansions. Real working class people exist. People with different levels of income exist in the United States, and we are doing, I think, a hell of a job based on the things that we've all been given. And a lot of us are educated. Some of us have different levels of education. Some of us have a hard start, and they're doing the best that they can, and then some of us have fallen through the cracks, but we are still a community. So I don't know the
Mhm.
talking points different than what Thread is saying, other than the fact that I've seen greatness in my country about my people, and I've seen the weakness
Okay,
in my
land your
country about my
plane.
people.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, and I'll
Okay,
land right there.
thank you. And I'm going to rotate you down to AT. Thank you for coming
Okay,
back. All right.
I'll be in the comments.
All right, thank you, sis. Let's see. Fadi, I'm going to rotate you down also. Thank you for
Okay.
coming up. Okay. So, any different questions, Octo?
Nah, I'll come back up when I have a different one. I appreciate you having me.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Let's see. Hi, Champagne. How you doing?
Fine, and you?
I'm doing good. You got a question for Black Americans?
Oh, I'm Black American.
Oh, you are? Well, do you still have a question?
I was just like interested in the conversation because I noticed like some people they mainly stay within their community, and that's fine. Like if Haitians are hanging with Haitians when they immigrate to the US, or Jamaicans hang with Jamaicans. But it's just funny when people who are not around Black Americans like that they haven't grown up in a Black American household, so they don't, I don't know. They just, I don't know, put us all in the same boat and think that we're all a monolith. because I'm in Florida and I know Haitians that they've got felonies, they're jack boys, they deal rugs, all the above. So I don't know why some people want to act like they're so moral when they come over here. Like we don't know what goes on in their countries or on the island.
Yeah, I totally
Okay.
agree with you, Dominique. Thank
Everybody
you.
in the room, if you can tap the screen, don't forget to do your daily heart me. Follow the host, follow any panelists that you see up on the panel that you might like. Gift the host if possible and gift the panel if possible. We really appreciate it. But most of all, please tap, tap, tap till we get our 100K goal. Thank y'all so much. And don't forget to share the live. And if it's anybody up there who has a question for Black Americans, we're all ears. So don't be afraid. Come up, grab a mic, and ask your question. Go ahead, Johnny
I got
Black.
a
Hey.
question. It's kind of two part. Like I was hearing y'all was talking about like basically poor white people, as if poor white people don't have issues. I was locked up. I seen a white T kid get 20 years for one ingredient that you make meth with. They gave him 20 years for one ingredient. He didn't even have all three ingredients. All you needed was one ingredient, like the lithium or whatever like that. Gave him 20 years for that. So to act like white people ain't poor, like white people ain't struggling, like white people ain't unalive, it's really like malicious in a way. Like it's like how to deny that. Like you can look up everything else online, but you can't look up that like YT people are like unaliving at a significant rate from ODs. Like you can't even acknowledge that as a fact. Like the real question is to Franco, he is an African Republican, 80% Africans. Why
Is this mic going out on y'all's end? I can't hear him.
the
Yeah, Johnny, you
African
breaking
Republic?
up. You breaking up, Johnny.
Okay, let me move. Let me move. Let me move. Yeah, let me move. Let me move. Yeah, so the dude said he an African Republican, right? He had 8% of his Republican. And y'all act like y'all didn't hear that. Like he's an African Republican and he despises white folks. But he got all the sense. But we confused. So I'm trying to figure out how can you be an African Republican and you despise white folks? And how's y'all just going to continue with it? Somebody was saying if a white person have a great great grandmother or a great great grandfather that was a slave, they acting like they don't deserve a check. Like we not doing racism. Like what is the descendant of the slave is the descendant of the slave. I don't care if you was a Native American slave, Cherokee slave, Apache. I don't. If you was an actual chattel slave, yeah, your ancestors get a check. I don't care what color your skin is. But that's when people say y'all racist, man. Y'all racist, man. It's like you say stuff, and it's like racist. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we suffering like y'all, like ain't nobody suffering but us and all that. Like that. I heard the man say that like you're a more valuable citizen than I am, and he was being like open heartedly honest, man. Like to act like
Okay,
white people
Johnny,
ain't
let me
suffering.
answer him.
It's malicious. I
Okay,
land my plane.
land your plane.
I landed it. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you, Johnny. All right, Threads, and we'll shoot this to Threads. Threads can answer, and we'll give Rob a shot. Go ahead, Threads.
Okay, Johnny. So I would never, and I think most Black American people do not have an issue with acknowledging white plight and impoverishment in YT communities. I've never heard a Black person disparage YT people in that way or count them out. However, that you have to take within context what that person was saying. And it's very dangerous because so many people like him and even Black immigrant communities use those talking points to derail the conversation. They don't acknowledge that, yes, there is economic impoverishment as a means of oppression. There's also, but that doesn't correlate with racist oppression and marginalization, and the two are not the same, and they shouldn't be used in the same context. And so, and it's not comparable either, and there's no need to compare. But you can't come to me as someone who's facing economic hardship, which millions of YT Americans are, and then say to me as a Black American person, why can't you stop worrying about what's happening with you and join and fight with us? Because this is our problem. You can't do that. And the last thing I wanted to say, and I'll land, is that even in Native American communities, when they receive their forms of reparation, whether it's their check or their ability to live on the reservations or to receive free education, they have to prove, like that individual has to prove that they are a certain percentage of Indigenous American. Otherwise, they are not allowed access to those resources. So, if you if you allow other communities to have those things that must be done, then you need to allow Black Americans the same. Otherwise, anyone can say, well, I'm them and I deserve the resources that they have access to. It's only fair.
Yeah, but do you got white people in your family? Like, some of us
I
got actual
do.
white people.
Yes,
Some of
I
us got
do.
actual white people in our family that actually exist. Like,
Yes, I do.
so to say that they, if I got a sister that's white or can pass as white, to say that her great great grandmother shouldn't get a check for being a slave because she got light skin, that's trifling. That's petty. That's evil, actually. That's actually wicked. Yeah, you racist. You evil for saying like that. That is atrocious right there. Just because she can pass as white and her great great grandmother was an actual slave, she come from the lineage of chattel slavery, born and raised in the Black community. Went to our same schools, went to our same churches. Her cousins know our cousins and all that. Have the same pedigree that we have. Last name Smith, last name Davis, or whatever. You saying just because she got light skin, she shouldn't get a check?
But no one's
Is y'all
saying
that
that.
petty?
I don't think anyone
Say
said
anything
that,
about
Yeah,
Johnny.
that.
yeah, they were saying that.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
they were
I don't think
saying that.
nobody said
Nobody
that,
said that.
Johnny. Go ahead, Rob. Johnny,
Um,
go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. Nobody's at least since I've been up here. Let me speak from my own point of view. I did not hear anybody say anything about light skinned Black people not being owed reparations. As far as white people and their plight, we are very well aware that majority of the welfare recipients are white T people. Excuse me for saying the wrong word. White T people. Classism very much does affect them. However, that is not our job to fight for them. That is not our plight. If they want to fight the government when it comes to white T classism and things that are grieving them, by all means, they should. They don't have anything to do with Black American freemen, descendants of child slavery reparations, though, which was my personal question, which is what I was asking. They're not owed for that. As far as them getting reparations, they have gotten reparations through the Homestead Act, through the white tea enslavers after the Civil War. They got money, and also the indentured servants have gotten money. So they have gotten reparations through different programs throughout the years. If they feel that they are oppressed today, they need to take that up with the government. Classism does affect them. We are aware of that. That's not our problem, though. And I'll land my plane.
Oh, but you just said that again. If they white and a great great grandmother was a slave, they should get reparations. There's no day in that.
Their thoughts were on that. If they should or should not was my question. I didn't make a statement. I asked a question.
Okay, then y'all missed the African part. This man Franco, is he in the comments? The African Republican, where 80% of his friends are Republican. How you gonna be an African Republican and you despise white folks? Can somebody answer that for Franco? Because I know he ain't gonna come up here
I don't
and
know. Franco,
try to explain that.
hold on, Franco.
But
He might be
get
at
him
work.
up here.
Okay, he might be at work. Hold on, we got a new guest. Hey, Bubba.
Hey, love, what's going on?
Hey, you want to ask Black Americans something?
No, sometimes it take like.
Well, wait, hold on. Well, I am a Black American, so can Black Americans ask other Black Americans
Yes,
questions?
sir.
Okay, good.
Even though,
Uh,
I'm telling you, tell me some good things about Black Americans. You say you're a Black American. Tell me some good things, because the comments say something else. I ain't never heard you say nothing good about a Black American in my comments. Tell me something good about some Black Americans.
what comments? I just say any, like, I don't know. Some of y'all be on here sounding crazy. I ain't gonna lie. People
Okay.
like Johnny is what I be talking about. Like, you know what I mean? All the hooting and hollering for white folks.
That's what I'm saying. This dude ain't black. He an African. He an African Republican, and he despised white folks, so they can't
Yes,
hang
I
out
do. You should
with the
despise
white
white folks
folks.
too as
So
a
they
black
come
guy.
over here. They come over here and try to tear up on us. You see what I'm saying? They come over here and try to make it the air like they better than us, but they not voting with us or nothing. But they can't be with the white folks because they're like, I guess, dark Negro supremacists, Bantu,
What
like
is this
Negro
guy? What is this guy
Black
talking
Africa
about?
supremacists or something like
You need
that.
to put
Hold
the
That's
on,
what
bottle
they
Johnny.
down.
claiming.
Hold on, let
Like
him
why?
answer. What? I don't know, Johnny. Hold on. Go ahead with
Huh?
your question, Bubba.
That's my question. What's all like? Okay, for people like Johnny that agrees with Johnny, what's all the caping and speaking up for white folks? What's the point of that? If we're talking about Black American business, why do we need to involve them in our plight? It has nothing to do with
Can
that.
you give
I
Can you
don't
give us an
care
example, Bubba?
what Johnny is just saying. I that's why I said
Johnny,
Johnny, because I
one
don't want nobody.
person. Is that the
Huh?
question you had only for Johnny? But the prompt say ask Black Americans. I cannot speak for Johnny. I don't know. That's all
But
I
there's
can
people,
say.
I'm pretty sure there's just people that agree with him. I've been on this, I've listened to this live plenty of times, but I only
No, it ain't,
am
dude. You
addressing
ain't one of
him.
us, man.
Hold
I'm
You an
on.
only
African,
addressing
Hold
dude.
him
on,
because he's the
Johnny.
only one saying it right now. To be
Okay,
fair, I don't
Johnny,
want
go
to,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask Johnny
This
your
dude is not
question.
black. This dude is not
dude,
black.
answer my question.
This
You from up north
what?
trying to tell the
Because we
southern nigga he
American,
not
dude.
black.
I'm
What the
from
fuck is you
Maryland. We
talking about?
American, man.
You
The
probably
flag is
got
the
Nigerian
flag.
all in your
We pledge
ancestry. You trying to
allegiance
tell
to the
me I'm
United
not
States of
black.
America, dude. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America in class
You gonna
with
answer my
whites,
question though,
with
old head?
small hats.
Or you
What is
just
it?
gonna
Yeah,
keep
because they
tap dancing
American,
around it?
dude. Because they are American. They are American brothers and sisters. Y'all come over here with that black, dark Africa supremacy stuff. We not feeling that. Then you not feeling. You got everything negative to say about Negroes, American Negroes.
What
But
did I say
then
a negative about American
then you don't
Negroes?
even
What the fuck
claim
you
us.
talking about?
Then you don't. I'm just assuming you did. And if you black, sing a '90s R&B song. If you black, sing a '90s R&B song. You
Man,
can't even
nigga, I
sing a
don't
'90s
sing on
R&B
command.
song
Answer the damn
because you're
question,
not
bro.
even black.
This
He
man
can't
trying to
sing.
ask me to do shit on
He
command
can't
like he the
sing
damn
one
magician or some
'90s
shit.
R&B song,
You
man.
ain't no damn
Look, he
magician,
can't
nigga.
even sing a '90s R&B song. Give me Drew
I'm
Hill.
supposed to
Give
damn
me
sing on your
Jodeci or
command, nigga.
something.
Answer the damn question.
You can't. No, because you can't. Because you
I
ain't
understand you like to
black.
tango
It's a
with white folks, man, but we ain't talking about white
for y'all.
folks. Who cares what they go through? I don't care what white
It's
people go
stretch
through.
for y'all to come
I don't
playing
care if
with
they
us
get
like that,
arrested.
dude.
I don't care
You
if they're
can't even
poor.
name. You can't even name 3 R&B groups, dude. You ain't got our history. You ain't been in our community. You don't. Yeah. You know what you want to get. We fuck with white people more than we fuck with you, because you not our people. You're not our
Yeah, you're
people,
right.
dude.
I'm
You
from the
can't
South.
stand
You from
us.
up
You don't
north.
want to
I
live in
guess
our
y'all like to shuck
neighborhoods.
and jive
You
up
don't want to
north.
live in our
We
neighborhoods. You
don't
don't
do
want to be
that down
around
here.
us. Yeah, we
We
don't
got a
do
lot more
Africans,
racial
dude.
pride in
Y'all
the South
slime,
than
Johnny,
man.
y'all
I,
up north
I
niggas.
have
I
a
ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
question
ain't
for
no
you.
racial pride. What's racial
Yes, we
pride?
have a
You a
lot of racial pride.
supremacist?
We date
What
each
you an
other
African
down here. I don't know if y'all
supremacist?
like to swirl up
You
there
an
where you
African
at, but
supremacist now,
we don't do
dude?
that.
Come on, racial pride. What's
If
that?
anything,
What's that
somebody
African
would think you're an
supremacy?
immigrant as opposed to me by the way
Negroid
you're talking.
supremacy? What's that Negroid supremacy?
Because
This
isn't the
USA right
notion
here,
that
Bubba. This
Johnny, hold,
USA right here, baby.
Johnny, hold up, bro,
Yeah,
hold up.
this the stars and
Isn't it
stripes.
wasn't the notion that immigrants love and whitey people, but you're the one on your knees with them? So are you an
No,
immigrant?
dude, because you sliming right now. You probably work for with white Satan. You know, I know y'all Africans be loving white Satan. You know,
I'm not the one capable of
y'all
that.
act
That's
like y'all
you.
don't like the white Confederates, but y'all work for white Satan. Y'all say y'all
Bubba,
kids the white Satan.
Irony,
Bubba,
yo.
are you
What the
African?
fuck
We
is
lived
this
in
dude
y'all
talking about?
neighborhoods.
I haven't
Yeah, y'all
said
become
anything in
nurses and
allegiance
all
to
that.
white
Y'all
people.
work in the medical industry. Yeah, y'all
Bubba,
work in
are you
healthcare.
African?
Yeah, he
Bubba,
African.
he
Ma'am?
is.
African slime.
He
Well,
said he is a Black American from the Carolinas. Okay,
And
that's what
that's
Man,
he
that's an
said.
exactly
I
where I'm
don't
African.
from.
know. I
If
don't
I
know.
told y'all the town I'm from, you wouldn't be able to
Man, sing a
about?
gospel song then, man. Sing a gospel song, man.
Man, I'm not doing shit on your command.
Man,
Nigga, who the
he
fuck
is
is
not
you?
black, man. This dude is not black. He's a
Dude,
whole
like
African,
you a
man.
damn
Man,
magician?
stop
I'm
letting them
supposed to just to
Africans
do
play
shit on
with
your
y'all, man.
command,
Y'all
man?
might as well go to a MAGA panel, man.
and just
No,
you
you
just
might as
hear
well go
that.
to
You
a
might as well hear
YT
the
panel
hate,
since
man.
you like to
You
tango
might as
with him.
well hear the
I
hate,
seen your
man.
page.
Yeah,
You
I'd
dancing with
rather hear the
damn
hate than the slime,
Natalie
dude.
Portman on his
I'd
damn
rather
page,
hear the
man. Like,
hate
what
than
the
the
show?
slime, dude.
HATE. I love TikTok
I mean,
shop.
yeah,
We can't
I'd
miss
Yeah.
that
rather
energy.
hear the
He doing
hostility
the
than the
tango with a white
slime.
woman and
Cause the
expect he
slime, cause
try
the
to talk all
slime
this
is
pro black stuff.
an insult of my intelligence. Okay,
No,
that
the
slime
slime
is
is
an
on that dang bald head of
insult of
yours.
my
That's why it's so
intelligence.
goddamn shiny.
I'd rather you just be hostile to me towards my face. At least you keeping it real. You know, don't
Man, be
slime me with
quiet with
that
all that
voodoo
tough
crap.
talk, man. Say it
You
for the
know what I'm saying?
barbershop.
Don't slime me with that voodoo crap.
Tell me why you on your
Acting like
knees for
you
white
with us
folks.
and you ain't
Why
with
you
us.
always defending white folks? You the main one always doing that shit. When I
I'm
come to
defending
Love's
all
World, I
Americans, dude. I
always
defend
hear
all
you
Americans, dude.
defending
I defend
white
all
people.
Americans live in your face, loud on live. I'll
But if
live
you
it. I
standing
defend
on
all
Black American
Americans,
business, why are you including non-black people
dude.
in it?
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I am a Republican.
What does political
I'm
parties have to
MAGA.
do with what I'm saying?
I'm MAGA. Yeah. The black community is represented by the Democrat Party.
Well, most
If
black people
you're not
actually
promoting
vote
the Democrat
Democrat.
Party,
Yeah,
you're not a
so
part of the black
you would
community.
still be in opposition to what you're saying. Most
I'm a
black people
descendant
aren't
of
MAGA.
slave,
Most
dude.
black people don't vote Republican.
I'm a
And
descendant
y'all
of
were just
slave,
talking about
dude. And
reparations, right? Tell me one
if you're not
Republican that's pro
Democrat, you don't
reparations.
support the Democrat Party, dude. Say
Tell
what?
me you're a Republican that's pro reparations. What bills have you opposed for reparations?
None.
Exactly. So
Republicans
why
don't
are
do
you on here
reparations.
talking about reparations and you
Now I'm
support a
from
party
Maryland.
that
I'm
don't even
getting
support
reparations, dude.
reparations?
I'm getting reparations. I take mine, man. You ain't got to worry about me and
But the party
reparations,
you
dude. Ain't no
support does
descendants of
not
slaves.
support
Ain't no
reparations.
descendants of slaves.
Johnny, and
Ain't
your
no
connection
descendants
is terrible, by the way. You need to
about
get to a better
reparations.
area. Connect
Recognize.
the phone
But
to
yeah,
your bald head and maybe
I gotta
you'll
walk
get
over
better
here.
connection, bro.
No, I gotta walk
Oh, go
over here.
ahead.
I
Go
gotta
ahead,
walk
dude.
over here. Yeah, but ain't no descendants of slaves complaining about reparations because we are actually descendants of slaves. We can go dig our great grandmother up out the ground. We ain't doing theory. We doing
Shit, I want
I
my
wouldn't
our
dig them
last
up
name
too
is
reparations. I
far.
actually
You're
a
want to.
not too
I
descendant of
far
got to
away
slave
from
fight
me.
last
for my
name.
You about
reparations.
you about
Okay,
65
we
away.
ain't
I would
doing. I gotta
if
get a
you're gonna dig
test
up a
and
spot, dig up a
I gotta
spot
do
for yourself.
23 and me.
Don't dig them up.
Okay, y'all. All
I ain't
right,
gotta go
Johnny. Thank
23
you,
and me
Johnny.
and all that.
Hold on, Johnny. All right, Bubba. You got any more questions? Or that was the only one?
Well, if anyone that agrees with Johnny, I got a question for him if they want to,
But Johnny, the
talk about it.
only person up here right now. So, but can you ask another question? I'm sure you had a question. I think before this a good prompt about. I think it was something to the effects of why do you came up on in my room one day. You know the way we treat white people or something like that. What was that question?
Yeah, because I noticed it was like with a few, not all. Like I said, I was only in love. I kept saying I wouldn't even talk about you because you the host. You got to be, you hospitable. You're the host. This is your show, so I understand why you nice to everybody. But I was just talking about how some of the panelists, I seen them on another live, and how they get all, this all snappy with a black immigrant, but when white people come around, they asking them questions. They talking soft. It's all cuddly and peaches and cream, we are the world, and shit like that. So I've been noticing that. They're gonna deny it, but I'm
I
not
don't talk
sure.
nice to white people. But I was
Yes, you
on
do.
another
You
live with some
dance
black
with them too,
people,
Johnny. I
and
seen your
I
page.
use the word. I use no.
You're
Hey, Bubba.
dancing with
Honestly, Bubba,
Peggy
I'm really
Bundy on
just
your
getting
page,
on.
bro. Like, what are you talking about?
We live with white folks all our lives.
See what
It's
I'm
y'all
talking
that
about?
we have a
I'm
problem
glad
with.
you came up. Go ahead. Keep talking.
You heard what I said. I said we live
Keep
with
talking.
white folks all our lives. It's the immigrants that we have an issue with.
The immigrants, yeah, and the blacks that don't like Negroes, they hang out
Lord,
with Indians.
Johnny.
That
Them
throw us under
too.
the bus for
You see what I'm
Pocahontas and
talking about?
All
Tonto
right,
and them.
hold on,
Yeah,
Johnny. You can't keep.
Tonto
Hold
Pocahontas.
on. God damn it, Johnny. Y'all pray for Johnny. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I know he ups and onwards. You
Oh
still
my
want to
God.
come up? I'm gonna send you a request. Come on up.
I know this
Um,
motherfucker gonna get behind me.
okay, hold on. Hold on. So hey ups. Let me throw all over there. Ups and onward. Ups. Can you hear me or no? Come off mic.
He said he's at the bar.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna drop you down. I know you asked to come up.
Hello?
Yep, y'all can have open dialogue respectfully if you can.
Yeah, I was in another live, man, and I was talking about somebody was talking about they indigenous, and I said, "Can you go to the casino and all that and hang out with Tonto and Pocahontas?" And they all got offended, like I said something racist. And then the black dude jumped on me, man. You know that's offensive. That's racist. I'm like, dude, you throwing me up? You throwing me for Tonto and Pocahontas? Nah, bro. So I don't even cater to that crew no more because they gonna sell me out for Tonto and Pocahontas because they identify with that. So yeah, all
But
skin folk
Johnny,
ain't kinfolk, man.
but
This feel
Johnny,
like a
but some,
therapy session.
but
We just talk
Johnny,
about
but
everything.
you, Johnny, but you know, some of us do have come from indigenous lineages, and I could see how that could be a little rude and disrespectful, only because that's like taunting. You know that a lot of our family and ancestors went through the same exact thing, as you know, the people that were enslaved, or you know, everybody that was here pretty much that were enslaved. So I could see how that would be a little taunting and condescending, though, Johnny.
Yeah,
Seriously, you
but
gotta
they
understand.
eat us though. They eat
Yeah, but
niggas though.
who does?
Indians.
That's not true. My family didn't eat
That is
people.
true. That is true.
Listen, my family will, it
Okay.
depends on, wait a minute, it depends on what type of Indian you're talking about. Now, if you're talking about American Indians, the originals, or are you talking about Native Americans? Because you know there's distinct differences.
I'm talking about the ones right now today sliming with me, tricking niggas in
Well,
the
we're not
woods, chopping
talking.
them up, throwing them
Well,
in pots.
you know that black people are not calling themselves those Native Americans, those Siberians. You know that we're not that. We're Aboriginal. We are American Indian. There's two different types of Indian. So, you know, like,
Okay, that's cool. I'm feeling that. But is it okay for me to hang out with white folks while y'all hang out with the Indians? Is that cool?
listen, no, I don't hang out with Native
I'm
Americans,
just
but
saying, y'all got
You
the
can
Indians.
hang
I hang
out,
out
in
with
my
white folks.
opinion,
Like,
Johnny, you can hang out with whoever you want to hang out with.
yeah,
no, but I'm saying, but you
right.
see the sentiment. I respect her sentiment. I'm just saying, I'm not feeling Native Americans at all. Like, I'm not feeling
Well,
Indians at all. Like,
well,
like there was
That's
a war. There was like a
talking.
nasty conflict for like 100 years.
Hold
You know
on.
what
right.
I'm
I
saying?
Well,
They
he
understand.
is right.
Hold on. Elevating don't bother me. Come on up and grab a mic and voice your opinion on that.
yeah, come
I
on up,
think.
baby. The Africans is running. I'm trying to
Yep.
get you.
Come on up. We no, but Johnny, we understand the plight, or we understand where you're coming from with the whole Native American thing.
Yeah, I was
But
at the program with them,
you,
baby. I was at the program with the
I
Blackfoot, and it was
understand.
real. Like it
I
was beef.
understand. I know I understand the
Okay,
history and
good.
I understand you being upset, but there's a difference. So when you hear black people saying that they are Indian, just know they're not talking about the Native Americans.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There's red skin ones and there's black skin ones. They're talking about the black skin one, not the Hollywood red skin ones. We're not talking about that. Those are
Why the
Yeah,
different
black
because
skin
yeah,
sets
ones
of
look
people.
like more
they
African
made it
though? They
real
look like
clear to
they
me
from
in the
Africa.
program in Florida that we don't kick it, we don't do the same thing, we don't be in the same environment, nothing. Like we ain't friends, like whatever. We passing or whatever like that. We need a third party to do business. Like
Right.
ain't nobody forget what we did to them, man. With the
It's too
And
many
you
cow
know,
different
Hold
Johnny,
on,
stories
parade,
floating
y'all.
and
all
around.
that
That's
day. Ain't
Hold
crazy.
on.
nobody
Let's
forget
get to
that.
the new person. Hold on. Minky.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. You had a question?
I just feel like I really don't understand Johnny's level of disdain for um the comments, like him saying that he just from a few interactions. I mean, is there a longer story to tell or something? Like you're saying, like you don't mess with, these natives or American Indian people because of a joke you told. I just feel like it sounds a little ignorant. I'm not sure.
No, it's actually the history of the country, how the U.S. Cavalry, how black people was with the U.S. Cavalry, slaughtering their villages and
Yes,
all that, taking
I'm
their women
educated
and
on
all that.
that.
You acting like black people wasn't with. Yeah, I mean that's the thing what black people do. They act like we wasn't with the white man in uniform, invading Indian territory, invading the South.
We
They acting
did,
like we wasn't riding with the white man, banging with the white man, going to war with the white man,
but that wasn't by a
slaughtering,
choice. That
I
wasn't
pillaging,
was
by
and all
under
that.
choice.
duress. What are
That
you
wasn't
talking
by
But
about?
did they
This is
choice.
keep
why
that?
we
But
talk
it
about
That
wasn't.
this.
wasn't my
But let
people.
me.
See
We
that?
was
But
You hear
under
that?
but
No,
Johnny.
that
duress.
But
wasn't
Johnny,
me.
we
Hold
we,
on,
we
we
weren't
all
doing that
can't
by
talk
choice.
over each
Yeah.
other. We
But
all
Johnny,
cannot talk over each other.
we
Go
weren't
ahead,
doing
Minky.
we weren't doing that by choice though. Again, it
Now
was
ain't
in.
nobody trying to hear that though, baby. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Johnny,
Ain't nobody
That
trying
listen,
to hear they
Johnny,
14
Johnny.
fight.
Johnny. Okay, Johnny, listen. Calm down, okay? Calm down. We got a new guest about to come up too. Let's give her a shot. Y'all, go ahead, Minky, and then we gonna get to elevating. Hold on, hey, elevating. Hold on one
That
second.
was
Go
going.
ahead.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it short so everybody
Yeah,
have their time in turn. I
yeah.
just want to say, Johnny, I think you just need to educate yourself a little bit more, and then look at it from a minority's perspective. Everybody that was, all the wars that happened during those times, they were done without a choice. So these people were not just, these weren't free black men that chose to go to war with Native Americans. If you look up the Buffalo Soldiers and what happened, they were lied to, forced to do these things. And actually, the natives didn't understand why they were on their side, and they thought they were beautiful. And that's why they called
Hey,
them the Buffalo
Minky,
Soldiers.
Minky,
So
let
that's
Minky
all I
land
got.
your
That's all I
yeah.
got.
Just land your plane. I want you to stay up here.
Yeah.
'Cause
So that's all that
I
I
know,
just want you
no,
to
right, but just
read.
hold that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
elevating. I think you might be able to answer a question for elevating. Hey, elevating.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for
Hey,
having me up here.
oh, you're welcome. Okay, so what was one question you had, or I know you mentioned something about Native Americans or Indians or something in the comments. Did you have a question? Because maybe it's some people up here who you can have a conversation with about it.
I probably can't have a conversation with them because their views are just really ignorant, in my opinion.
Okay, well, just
But
say
I
what you
really
gotta ask.
Okay, so I just wanted to make it very clear that I really don't care who fucks with natives or not. I am native. I'm from California, Manchester, Bandapomo Indians. But anyways, we don't have no beef with anybody. So I don't understand like the hate that this guy has for natives. Like he said that
HATE,
we were eating people or
Wait a
something.
minute, HATE. I love TikTok shop. Oh, you talking
Oh,
about
okay, my
Johnny?
bad.
You talking about Johnny?
Yeah.
Child, you can't pay Johnny no man.
Okay,
I mean, no,
that was.
I can
I
talk to
don't
them because they
know.
are actually who they are, love. Like she is actually who she is. Like she has an ID to say who she is. Like she doesn't live in a fantasy. So the people that I ran across at the center in
Are
Florida,
you? What
they were
type
like
of
actually
Indian are you talking about, Johnny? What type of Indian?
I met some Blackfoot in the program that was
Okay.
from like from the north west or something like that. And it was like, nah, we ain't feeling y'all like that. So all black people ain't the same. Now I know the twos and the slimes and you know that crew and all that. They kick it with who they kick it with. But like me, like $5 like rip, like live nigga, like nah, they not feeling us like that. We on a different time. Like we got a different culture. We do a different thing. So it ain't like war or nothing like that. But it ain't we friends. You see what I'm saying? Neither.
WAR. I love TikTok shop.
Yeah,
Okay.
it ain't it's all
Johnny,
good, man.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. I don't
Man,
even
my
understand.
head
Y'all
is
threw some
on the
lingo in
roll
there.
spinning right
I threw
now.
some lingo in there where only certain people can understand what I'm saying, and I
I
did
was
that on
catching what you was
purpose.
putting down, but it's still going in a circle.
Yeah,
Hold
but you
on.
know, she understand what I think. I've been to San Diego too. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus
So I was
Christ.
out there, and the native pushed up on me. I was at Lakewood, Lake Arrowhead, California, and the natives pushed up on me, banged on me, and all that. You
We
know,
don't
let me know.
even
Yeah, you
bang.
know,
You just sound stupid as fuck. Natives don't bang. What are you talking about?
yeah. He showed aggression. He showed aggression. That's banging. Just a show of
Just
aggression.
so for
He made a
nothing.
So
show of
Johnny,
aggression.
you can't take a personal encounter and then generalize an entire community. That's not
Man,
intelligent and
look,
it's
man,
not
look.
But
Check
two,
fair.
this
hey,
out. Check
but
this
two
out.
different
Check this
groups
out.
are saying that they
I'm
indigenous.
just
Like
saying
I'm
they
confused.
tough
I don't even know
people,
who's
man.
who.
I'm not saying I dislike all of them, but they not friendly people, man. Okay? So y'all, you know, I mean, glazing it like it's all good. It ain't all good, man.
Like
Do
who
we
is
need
indigenous?
to,
Y'all, it's two people saying they're
okay,
indigenous.
listen, there's let's the short
No,
this
she
is
ain't say
the
she was indigenous. She said she was native.
right, this
Like
is
she
the
got an
short
ID.
Okay,
Like she
right,
has
hold
an
Yeah, I
ID
do.
to
on.
say
this
who
is
she is.
in short. Loves, can I just tell them real quick or no?
Yeah, make it quick, honey. My head's spinning.
Okay, so there are Black American Indians that were original to this land. There were Native Americans and there were also white Indians that came here. Black people are not saying that they are Native American, and I wish everybody would just stop saying that. There are distinct differences between the three, and because of the time frame of when everybody came here, they think that you're talking about being Native American as a Black presenting person, and that's not what we're saying. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
All
Elevating.
I'm saying
Hold
is
on,
what I got to
Johnny.
say to her, I'm gonna say to
No.
Can I ask
Elevating.
a question real quick, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where are you getting these facts from? I want to know where you're getting these, where your facts are coming from.
Who you talking to, Elevating?
I'm talking to America or whatever the girl with the pink.
American Mama. Go ahead,
Hmm.
American.
I'm not a girl, I'm a woman, first of all. And
Whatever.
I'm probably, wait a minute, I'm not disrespecting you, honey.
You're disrespecting
Um,
me by sitting there and trying to spread native
I did
erasure.
you
There's no
not
such
now
things
I'm gonna
as
break it down.
white.
I'm going to break it down again, and I'm gonna say it like I would tell a 2-year-old. There's Blacks that are Indian, there's whites that are Indian, and there are reds that are Indian. Okay? Period. Like,
You're so
it's not hard to
uneducated. You're
understand.
so uneducated. That's sad. And you guys just let her be
elevate. Only
Wait a
y'all
minute,
uneducated.
hold
Indians to
on,
me, baby.
Johnny.
Only
I'm
I
y'all
not
gotta
Indians
drop
to
you
me.
uneducated,
down because
honey.
you can't keep talking over me. Elevating. So you don't believe it was dark skinned, black skinned, indigenous people here with the Native Americans?
There's no dark skin, white skin, black skin, nothing Indians. What do you got? Where's your facts at? That's
Not
what I want to
Indians,
know.
not Indians, indigenous people.
So what is the what is your
American.
definition? I'm not talking to you. What's the definition of
I don't
I'm
indigenous?
care.
black American.
Indigenous.
Hold
Anyways,
on.
what's
Wait
the
a minute.
definition of indigenous and
Let me
native?
tell
Like
you,
what's the
Elevate.
difference?
Let me tell you something, Elevate. And I'm gonna get people up here who can tell you because all black. Hold on, American. All black Americans, we don't subscribe to that. Some of us just say we black Americans. However, we were told, some of us, that we did have some type of something else. But I'm not
You were
educated enough.
told, but
But
do you
hold
have the
on,
proof? Where's the
I
proof?
don't go around saying that, ma'am. You won't hear me say I'm indigenous. I have never
Okay,
said that.
thank
But
you.
hold on,
Can I just?
Minky.
I have the proof.
Okay,
I'm
go
here.
ahead,
I'm here.
American.
I'm here.
Wait a minute,
The
hold
Okay.
on, hold on.
okay.
She addressed American, then you, Minky. Go ahead, American.
Okay. First of
Get
all,
ready, Minky too. Go ahead, American.
my family lived on American Indian Aboriginal land. Okay, so this is not me guessing. So it just like, even if this delineation would have never happened, I would still tell you the same thing because this is literally where my family came from. Secondly, there's books that you can read and educate yourself about the travel, how the everyone got here from the 1800s, and it'll literally tell you the migration pattern and how they got here and lineages. So all you have to do is in the books. All you have to do is read. So I just wish that people would just stop throwing insults around and stop telling people who they are. It's just read.
You have no proof, so go just read and
Okay,
bring up
I'm not
proof.
gonna argue.
Can I say something? Okay, so I think this would be better explained to help elevate. I can't see your name. What she's saying is that so there's plenty of information. It's not that they are saying that we were the first, like we were part, that we were the first tribes here. So when slavery happened, people think
Not
slavery
to
only
interrupt
had.
you, but she literally
I'm
just said that.
okay. We're not going back to what she said, so we're gonna focus on me. So what's people are leaving out is slavery happened from multiple places, and then black people were moved from Africa. So it wasn't just that they went to the Americas. They went to Spain. Spain came and got their portion and then moved them to the South Americas. Then you
No,
had
they didn't.
people, yes, this is
Not
all you
even
can
close.
you can
Okay,
look.
hold on, sir.
Can you
Please
wait?
don't
You can
interrupt.
look this
Wait
up.
your
So
turn. We're going to get to you
everybody
in
when the
part. Hold
transatlantic
on.
slave trade, I'm gonna make this quick because this isn't a history lesson because the information's out there. When the transatlantic slave trade happened, everybody was taking their part from Africa, and they were moving them. So they were moving bodies. They moved bodies to what is now South America and Brazil. That's how you have indigenous blacks and Spaniards mixed in Brazil because Spain people
Africans.
mixed with the black slaves that they had. When they moved to the North Americas, which was Canada and the United States now, they mixed. Some of the slaves escaped. This is all, you can look this up. They escaped. They got accepted by tribes. They had
That don't
sex
make
with
them
the tribes.
indigenous.
They
Hold
had sex
on,
with
hold
the
on,
tribe.
hold
They
on, Minky. Hold on, war party. So you gonna just keep coming off mic? You don't want to have this conversation because one thing I don't do is I don't allow all that interrupting, especially from strange people I never seen a day in
Women
my
keep
life.
saying that
But
there's
you gotta
books to
let her
read and that's
land.
pseudo
Did you
information.
hear me
Nothing's
ask you? Hold
corroborated.
on.
There
Okay,
is no
thank you
proof.
for coming. Cause I mean, you can't let people land and finish their thought. I said I would let you have the final say, but go ahead, Minky. Land your plane.
Okay, so the point is that I want everybody to understand is that transatlantic slavery allowed different black people to be moved throughout the world. There are indigenous blacks in different countries, and they set up shop and they integrated and mixed with the people that were already indigenous to the
Okay,
land.
land your
So
planes,
that's
Minky.
it. That's it. So they became a part of those. That's how black people have such a mixed bloodline in
Okay.
Americas.
All right,
That's
thank
it.
you. Thank you,
Mhm.
Can
Minky.
I say
Minky and
something
Rob.
really quickly?
Okay,
Thank you,
hold
Minky.
on. Minky and Rob, I'm going to rotate
Thank you,
you down.
elevator. I
Thank
can't see
you.
your name.
It's
Can
elevated.
I
His name
explain what
is
people be
elevated.
saying,
Go
love?
ahead, so.
So that's not what people be saying. People are saying that it were dark skinned people here that were enslaved before they started bringing Africans here. They were considered Negroes. It was a Negro explorers who explained this. Also, his name is Estevanco. That's one of them. He also said he seen Negroes here when he got here. If you look into the story of the Black Caribs, you will see that most of those Black Caribs was there when the Europeans got to the islands. They seen 3,000 Black Caribs and only 100 red Caribs, which means that if it's 3,000 Black Caribs and only 1,000 red Caribs, that mean that the Black Caribs are the indigenous people. And also, it was a letter that the explorer wrote back to the king of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand that they were trying to find a way to erase these people out of history, which they did. And also, when you go into other parts of the Americas, especially the Southeast region, where most of the Black population was at the time, you will see that everywhere these explorers went, they described Negro-looking people. And it's a lot of evidence. And even when you check the five civilized tribes, the 1880 census, they speak of these Negro Indians and they mention of them being full blood. So when you understand what happened, the reason why this elevation person is denying it, because her people had a hand in erasing these people and enslaving these people so they can usurp an identity that wasn't never theirs.
Your people are the ones who sold you into slavery. What are you
We're
talking
not
about?
Africans. We're not Africans. It was black people here
Your
already. And it was some
ancestors
African.
came from
It was
Africa.
some Africans
Listen,
sent here, and it was Africans that was. I mean, it was African looking people, Negroes that was here also, and they mixed them all together.
No, there wasn't.
yes,
No, there
yes,
Yes,
wasn't.
it
it
was,
was.
and I can
Yes,
Can I
prove it.
there
speak just
was.
Then
for a
prove
couple,
it.
I'm finna
just
prove
really
it. I'm gonna
quickly?
Yes,
prove it.
there were.
Really, really quickly, elevating. I actually have a very close relationship with several different indigenous native communities. For years, I've worked with them doing restorative justice work, and I've sat in countless circles with them. And I'll say this for one, the grandmothers have talked about the fact that Native people today didn't always look the way that they look now. So that's one. You have elders and grandmothers who acknowledge that, right? And they know that they weren't always as they are today. So that's one. Two, you should do some research, as people have been trying
They didn't
to
always look
tell
like
you
what?
They were
more
black. They
in
all
closer
described
proximity
black
to
people.
No,
Listen,
white.
they
I
were
can
not.
I
They may have been
So
darker
can I
listen,
just
skin
finish?
tone, but
listen,
they're
Wait a
not
minute. We
black.
all
We
can't
never
listen.
talk over
were.
each other.
Can
Hold on, American. What's going on?
I just want to read my
So
suit. Oh,
the elders, the grandmothers and
Let
the
her
elders
land her
know
plane again. Y'all doing
that
too much.
the elders in the tribes know that Black people were here. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Black, because I never take up
Girl,
indigenous
bye. They
space
never said
anyway.
that.
But yeah, they did. And I can give you her information and you can speak to her. And the last thing I want to say to you is that I've sat in
Give me
circle
her
with
info.
multiple, I will. I've sat in circle with multiple indigenous, Black indigenous tribes. You can look them up. We have the Black Seminoles, we have the Lumbee, we have the Shinnecock, we have the Mashantucket, right? The Narragansett.
They're
There are
not
many
federally
different.
recognized because they cannot prove their
Hold on? Are they
lineage. Those were the
federal?
people who were
Are they
adopted into the.
federally?
So
Are
can I?
they are they federally recognized? Those tribes?
So what?
Yes, in
Okay.
Florida,
Yes, they
the
are.
Lumbees just
Okay.
got federally
But
recognized
can I
in
just
Florida.
say? Can I
Took them
say
like
some
200
of them?
years to get
Can
federally
I say
recognized,
some
but
of
they said
them are and some of them are not because of anti-blackness in Native American communities. They do not
That's a
want to
lie.
allow them to have proximity. They don't want to give them their cards. Aside from mixing, yes, some Black people mix with Native tribes, but other Black people were enslaved by Native tribes. So there's
exactly.
more than one, storyline that's happening. And there's a lot of anti-Blackness in the Native
And can I
American
say this too?
community.
There were treaties between the Native Americans and those Spaniards when they got here to enslave Black people and to enslave the people that were already here. That's the reason why you guys are on reservations right now, because that was, yes, that is the
Girl,
reason
shut the
why
fuck
you
up.
guys
You're a
are on.
liar. You're a
Yes,
Listen,
that's
liar.
that
true.
White
is the
people put
reason why you guys are on reservations right now, is
white people
because of
did
the
that.
treaty, because
They
of
did it
the
as
treaty,
concentration camps. Dummy. You're not educated.
because of the treaty that the Native American and the Spaniards came together and they wrote treaties for them to take the land from the people that were already here.
Thank you.
So if you don't want to listen to that, go read it.
And also, if you look into every chief that signed the treaties, them people openly said they were friendly with whites. Why would you be friendly with whites and do business with whites if these people just unalived your whole
You
ethnic
guys
group?
really need to go do
Because that
education. I could
wasn't
tell
the
that
people
someone
who
hasn't
went through
passed eighth
the
grade. Like, that's sad as fuck. You coming
unaliving.
on here just spewing lies.
Well, let me read a source since you won't want to believe what I'm saying.
Yeah, give her a
Prove to
source.
us we're lying.
Give her a
Prove to
source.
us we're lying.
Right, give
Prove to
her a
us that
source.
what we're saying is not true.
This is a
Right.
source
Prove
right
to
here.
me that
Prove
you're
it.
telling the truth.
Go
This is a
Prove
ahead.
that
He
we're
about
You
not
to
haven't
hold
telling
proved
the
on,
truth.
nothing. You
American.
talk the loudest, but
American,
you can't
hold
prove
on.
nothing.
Elevating. He about to prove it to you. Look up. I'm
This
about
is
to
a
put him on the
newspaper
I'm
article
about to
right
put
here.
him on the big screen. If this it's up to you to do more research. Go ahead.
This is a newspaper article, and it's telling you about two types of Indians here at the time, right? It say with reference to the Asiatic origin of our Aborigines, the Labradors, Equimix, Chippewas, and those of the Rocky Mountains, Columbia River. They came, the North direct from China and Kamacha, which is
You're
Russia.
showing something
Their exact
random. What is the
resemblances.
website?
I'm gonna show you. It's newspaper.com. I'm gonna give you the date and the time when this came
Newspaper.com.
out.
Boy, get the fuck
Let
out of
me
here.
explain my
Okay, so
source first.
that's okay. So it ain't nothing you can do. So whatever you show her, she not going. So we ain't gonna even waste time on it. But
Okay.
so because she don't care.
No,
So
she just talk like that.
yeah,
That's not a reliable source, Love's World. I
it's
mean,
A
not.
newspaper
that's
is
not a
a
reliable a newspaper. You can't show that in the courtroom
hold
All
on,
and
I'm
hold
make
on,
her
saying
hold
is
throw
on.
I
her
just
shit
want the
down like
website
that.
so I can go look for myself.
He
I don't
just
mind
told
saying I'm
you.
wrong.
He
I
just
just
told
want to
you when it
go.
was. He said
Newspaper.com. That don't
right.
even sound
Okay,
real, but I'll
I'll
look
give
it
Okay,
you
up.
well then
another.
But
that's
I'll look it up.
fine. Let's move on.
I
I'll
can
go
give
look on
you another.
Wait, go
newspaper.com.
ahead,
I can.
American. You got
Hold
another
on,
one?
here go one more
And
source.
I
Look
Okay,
up
I
this
here
have
go
source.
another.
another.
Hold
This is
on,
I
the
here
have
go
an.
another.
1880
Hold
census.
on.
Okay.
Here go
I have
another
an.
source.
Yes, another source would
Wait a
be a
minute,
book.
America. Hold on, American. Let me get
This
this on the big thing. Where is this source from?
There it
you can
goes.
find it on
It's
the
the same one that he just
archive.com.
posted.
It's the
Okay,
1880 census of the five civilized tribes. They go on. I'm gonna show you exactly what they say. They go on to say
The 5 civilized tribes were never federally recognized. That's first and foremost. That's why they
Okay.
were called the that's why they were called that. Like, stop doing that. You're just putting random stuff on that you want to be true. That's not true.
Could you shut up for a second and let me explain my
Bitch,
source?
can you
Because
shut
you
up?
talking to you shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Bitch, you
all
shut
that
up.
language.
I don't like
Stop
native
that
any
before
fucking
my
way.
live
Bitch,
get
I don't like
restrict.
you, and we don't
Okay,
fucking like you, faggot.
So in
okay.
the
I
towns, the
love
five
TikTok
nations.
shop. I love TikTok shop.
Let me just show this for people
Go
who don't
ahead.
know. It say in the towns of the five nations, even the Indian town, pure Indians are far and few in between, which means that is no full blood Indians in the nations, right? The five civilized tribe. But it say in the country, some are met. The Negro Indians, especially in the Creek Nation, can be found in abundance, and some speak only the Creek language. The Indians of the five civilized tribes are only largely one half and one fourth bloods and resemble white men more than Indians. Those are the people on the reservations. And they systematically, that's how you, this is 1880, 1890 census. So you know the Dawes Rolls came out in 1898. That's when they erased the rest of the indigenous black people. And then they also did the one drop rule in 1925. That was another eraser. And before this, they was erasing people already. They was enslaving dark-skinned indigenous people and labeling them African all the way up until slavery ended. So, and it's way more source you can really just start once you start studying the history and you start seeing how these Native Americans interacted with the YT people, you know that it wasn't their family going through these disastrous things that they say the YT people did to them, because they wouldn't been that friendly to these people and signed these treaties with these people if they
Right.
were
And the
family with the ones that got
400
unalived.
and the thing about
Can
it
I
is
say something?
the thing about it is the contracts are up, and that's why they're getting kicked off the reservations. They don't even understand that the treaties that they signed was an agreement to enslave our people that were already here and take the land. That's what they got in return. That's why they used to hunt us. They used to hunt the slaves and the
Okay, land your
Aboriginal
plane,
people.
American. We got new people up here. Hold on. Go ahead, Creole.
Okay, I would like to say something and just go ahead and say my piece. If y'all don't mind interrupting me, just let me say my piece, and when I get through, you can interrupt
Just
me
go
and say,
ahead. We know we
okay,
got rules here. We'll see how it work out for you. Go ahead.
all right, thank you, host, and how you doing, host, by the way, and how everyone.
Hey.
Okay, Spain came over in the late 1400s, and what happened is they brought in the first Africans, and they also had African servants, and also had Africans that were guides or whatever on the ship. So they had a lot of shipwrecks. They had shipwrecks, and some of the Africans would escape. And they had African slaves that would escape. They also had free Africans that were on the ship that also ended up leaving from Spain. So what they did was they built maroon communities, a bunch of maroon communities from Florida, Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. So, and the rest of them, a lot of Africans lived among the natives, the Indians. So this happened over generations. This was happening. This generations they did this. They lived for a long time, for many generations like that. Okay. So over time, those Africans that lived with those Indians was raised as Indians. They were not raised as Africans. Over generations and generations and generations, they was raised as Indians, pure Indians. The mindset of an Indian. Now, in the north part, there were no Africans in the north until British came up there and started bringing the Africans in the north. There was none. There was only in the south. So over time, you have these Indians that are, black, the first Afro-Indians, but was not called Afro-Indians at that time. But they mixed in with the Indians, and you also had a lot of black maroon communities that the French saw when they first came over. Those were African maroon communities. Okay, so how much it is after the Spain and well, let me break this down. All the reclassification of the African Indians back then did not happen in one setting. Virginia did it, and only in Virginia. The Spanish started doing it, and now those mixed Indians are mixed into the Mexican community pretty much. Now in Louisiana, the French colony. So you gotta look at colonies. These colonies, you can't just go America, blah 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 blah. That part about the civilized tribes, that's 1800 stuff. That's anything in 1800. That's American. That is the 13th colony doing. Okay, 13 colony American doing. In the French colony, the Creoles and all that lived among the natives. They lived. I'm a frontier Creole, so my family comes from that part in Fort Myer that lived among some of the native Indians. These native Cadios were dark Indians. The Cadio was dark. The Homer was dark. That was down towards New Orleans. The Natchez was some dark Indians and mixed colored Indians. The Natchez and Natchez had a war. They had a war with French, but the Choctaw Indians helped the Natchez, helped the French defeat the Natchez in that war. And some of the Choctaw Indians were dark skinned and mixed colored Indians. So what happened was when Louisiana when America bought Louisiana in 1803, all right, when they bought it in 1803, they're the ones eventually started changing things. They're the ones did that. They're the ones started introducing slavery to the Choctaw Indians. They did that, okay? Because in order to be civilized, you have to have slaves, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go through all that story. But they the ones started it. They did also start reclassify as Creoles, and they started doing that because they were living among the Indians, so some of them had mixed ancestry like I do. So they started calling them and putting them in with the black people. So you're black. Okay, so after they reclassified some of these dark Indians, they wanted the land. So they reclassified a lot of dark Indians and a lot of African Indians that was already mixed. And this is over generations and generations and generations. At the late 1800s, 1900, that's when Jim Crow law came into effect.
Okay, you
One
gotta
drop
land
rule.
your plane.
I'm from landed right now, mama. One drop rule, everybody became black, including Creoles. That okay, even the ones that didn't have any black with them just looked like it. And some of the dark Indians that were really natives ended up in the black community. And the Afro Indians, to your grandmama say, we were Indian, and she was right, but she was mixed.
No, that's wrong. They all were not
Hey man,
mixed.
I
It
mean,
was
what's all that
hold
work
on.
though?
This
Hold
what
on.
y'all fail to realize
Wait a minute,
that.
hold on, soul.
Oh,
Andre. Oh, he left. People get on my nerves with that. They come get their stuff off and just leave. Andre. Okay. Go ahead and say what you was if you wanted to clear up something. So
yes, the thing they're failing to realize, why would Negro, because it wasn't just white tea explorers who came here, it was Negro explorers. Why would they say they seen Negroes? And also they said these people had Negro languages. So at the time, these people looked like Negroes, they labeled them Negroes and said they had Negro languages, but they wasn't Negroes, they were just dark-skinned Native Americans, which don't make no sense. When you
Because
use your
Columbus,
common sense, you will start to understand why would these
okay, it's not
Negroes say they seen Negroes,
wait a
but they
minute.
wasn't
Hold
Negroes.
on, so
it's
Creole, you the one
yes,
said
ma'am.
you wanted time to talk. You gave this whole spiel about nobody coming off mic and you wanted that respect. So you gonna cut this
Yes,
man
ma'am.
off like that?
Well,
Hold
he
on,
asked the
he didn't
question. He
finish.
said,
I
why?
know, but he wasn't finished. Go ahead,
Oh,
so all right. No problem,
Yes.
Creole. Go
So
ahead.
when you start to see systematically, like I said, we know everywhere they went, they tried to hide the indigenous dark skinned population. They did it in Egypt. They tried to say it was YT people who built the Egyptian civilization. They did it with the Aboriginal Australian. They tried to prove that they migrated from Africa recently when they first got over there. They tried to credit their history to all the light skinned population, the Polynesians that's over there. They've been doing this since the beginning of time. Everywhere they went, they colonized. Also, they wrote letters back, like I said, to the king, talking about these black Caribs that was there when they got there before they brought slaves. William Young, look it up. William Young, before they brought slaves, it was black people already there, already had different customs. They already said these people was not African, but guess what they did? They lied about a boat wreck to say these people was not there. So y'all sitting up here using the YT man history and their revised history. It's also you can also, when you read books, certain books that they revised, you can point out exactly what they did. They revised some books and changed some words up. I got the first copy and I got the last copy, and you can tell when they start lying about certain things. If you read everything, you will start to see the bigger picture.
All right, I'll give you a minute to know. We're going to have Creole respond and then we're going to get to the new guest. Go ahead, Creole.
okay. Scientific and history tells you no other group of first people came out of Africa but the Native Americans. And over time, they went through Eurasia, and some of them got mixed up with Siberian, not all of them. And on the land of Turtle Island, there was an ice age, and there were some Paleo Indians that was already on the land. They were already here in the first wave of ice age. Then the next wave came, and the next wave came, and the next wave came. These are the ancestors of the Native Americans. The Paleo Indians were already on the land. There's no historical evidence of any other Africans that left Africa or that part of the world to come to the Americas. Not no skulls, not no bones, not no grave sites, nothing. Everything turns towards the Paleo Indians and their descendants and that's the Native Americans. And there were dark people. They had a variety of flavor of different colored people here. Okay, so even Columbus ended up taking some Indians back to Spain and said, "Look what I found. Look at these people." So, and then I keep telling you, the dark people they seen were maroon communities. They came in through Spain, and
Okay, thank you. You can let-
they started maroon communities. Those Africans.
Okay, thank you. Hey, King Bash, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
The prompt is ask Black Americans one question. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. So my question is about reparations, right? So we know America said slavery went. They don't recognize slavery as anything bad. It was legal by then. They said. So how do FBA ask America for reparations if America says, hey, we did nothing wrong, it was legal by then? How do you go about it? That's my question.
Can I respond?
Soul food? No, wait,
Yes.
hold on.
Okay.
Creole, you want to respond to that? Creole? Creole. All right, he ain't available. Go ahead, Soul food.
Dub, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, go ahead. What's up, Johnny? Real quick. You want to ask who
So
a
we so
question?
we so we just had elevating up here, right? We all see how that went down. That's kind of the treatment that I got from the Native Americans, and it's all good. They not weak people, man. They kind of rough around the edges. But with saying that, if I call elevating Pocahontas, why would American get mad?
I
That's
don't
all I'm
know.
saying.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what I'm saying? That's all I was saying, baby.
Okay. All right, Johnny. All right, go ahead, Soul food.
Yes, I find it quite odd that when black people talking about reparations, we the only people that they bring up these side talks like it was legal then or it happened so long ago y'all need to forget about it and all these things. So but what redlining wasn't legal. All the other atrocities they did to our people weren't legal. So when we talk about reparations, it's not just for slavery. It was things done to us every decade from slavery all the way up into today. So we're not just asking for reparations for slavery. And just because it was legal then does not mean that it was not a atrocity that we need to be compensated for.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I also say something before I leave, please?
Yeah, yeah,
I
King.
mean, yeah. I no. I mean, listen, the main reason why I ask this question is because most FBAs talk about reparations, right? So I understand that you guys went through redlining, um, and other things like mass incarcerations and stuff, right? But it's so I don't know. Listen, for me, I'm waiting to see what happens when it comes to reparations, especially because the same country that represents you guys said it was legal. So I don't know. So I'm just curious. I'm not, you know,
Okay,
I'm
so
just
that's all. Okay.
yeah, I'm just curious about it.
Okay, well, just wait and see. I don't know. But King Bash, is that the only question you have?
Yeah, for now. Maybe I'll come back later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, no. Is that your name? No, no, no.
Yes, it is. Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hey, are
You
you a
know,
Black American?
I'm Black American. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me see who in my room. My boy 62. No, Zuka. Zuka.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, are you Black American?
I'm half Black American.
Okay, hold tight. My boy 62.
Yes.
Hi, are you Black American?
Yes, I am. 100%.
Okay, real one.
Yes.
Hey, you Black American?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's someone that's not Black American, can you please come in the queue if you ever wanted to ask Black Americans one question or multiple questions? Can you come in the queue and you can ask us? We're here to answer your questions tonight. Okay,
May I make a comment,
wait a
Love.
minute.
please?
Wait, just hold on. Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, I wanted to reply to the African guy, King. I mean, I
Okay,
can't
well,
believe.
not right now. Hold
Yeah,
on.
okay.
What did you want, real?
Okay. Like people was talking about reparations, right? And one thing that I don't hear anybody comment on is when I say, hold on just a second.
Okay, no, we
When I
got to
say
get back to you. I know, but we're not
when I
talking
say
about that.
reparations, okay.
Not right this second. Hold on. Let's get to the new guest because that guy who asked that question is gone, and then I'll let y'all have open talk. Just let me get to this
Okay.
Zuka. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, real Zuka.
Hello.
Hey, you got one question for Black Americans or some questions? Let me mute you, real, or some questions.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's yes, and my question is about how Black Americans feel about ethnic Black people who are half Black American, like myself. So, like, I just want to know, like, why do Black Americans hate ethnic Black people so
Okay,
much?
H A T E H A
I'm
T
sorry. I'm
E.
sorry.
I love
H eight
TikTok
H.
shop.
I'm sorry. H8. Sorry. HATE. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
apologize.
all right. I'm sure somebody handle American. We gonna just mod this situation. We gonna let the panel handle this conversation respectfully.
Okay.
All
Can I
right.
say dislike?
Go. Yeah, you can say dislike. Okay, Threads. I think you will be the perfect person to start this off. Go ahead.
Hi, Zuka.
Hello.
So I don't know if you remember, Zuka, the last time that we saw each other, I was on a panel with you and some other Jamaican
I remember.
panelists. Yeah, and I actually dropped myself down. They were talking about language and they were saying that patois, the language that Jamaicans speak, is a language, but then the host, who is Jamaican, went out of her way to say that, but Ebonics is not a language. Like it wasn't, she just decided, like there's so many other forms of patois or Creole or broken English or whatever you want to call it around the world, because there's so many colonized and previously enslaved people. But she went out of her way to say patois is a language, but Ebonics is not a language. And it was in a spirit of disparagement. And then I said, Patois is a language, and so is Ebonics. Ebonics is a language as well. And there are linguists who are now like bringing attention to the global community because there's this narrative that Black people, Black American people don't speak English and they just speaking, I don't know, whatever, broken English or whatever. They're shamed for how they speak. But then other communities are not shamed. She cursed me out. She called me stupid and she wouldn't let me speak. And so I dropped myself. And then the rest of the people on that panel, I'm not going to include you in that. I don't really know what you said, but like there were other people on that panel who were like, yeah, that's so stupid. And that that's not another language. And they just speak in broken English. They were disparaging Black Americans with me sitting right there. And they know that I'm half. And then they turned on you. I remember, and I'll never forget this. Then they turned on you, and she basically told you you had a speech impediment and called you weird and kept asking you what's wrong with the way that you talk and kept asking you all these rude questions, right? And she knows that you're half Black American. And so I'm saying this to say that kind of behavior, among many other problematic interactions, is the reason that I don't think Black Americans HATE I don't think Black Americans HATE by ethnic people, but they are leery because bi ethnic people have allegiances in immigrant communities, and oftentimes immigrant communities are harmful to Black Americans. And that's the reality of it. And you and I both saw it that day. I always wondered how you processed what they did to you, but I saw her as disrespecting you, mocking you, and calling you a weirdo. And she wouldn't let it go. She just kept going. So I don't know that Jamaicans respect bi-ethnic people either. Actually, most immigrant communities do not like bi-ethnic people. They tell us, you're not Jamaican or you're not Trini, you're a Yankee. That's what they tell us. So I guess it goes both ways, if anything.
I actually don't disagree with you with that. That is true. A lot of because you and I we're both have half Jamaican heritage. I know that like Jamaican immigrants in America dislike by ethnic Black people. And when you told your story about how you were treated by the Jamaican side of your family, which is your dad's side, like I myself have been disrespected by Jamaican immigrants both directly and indirectly. I've
But
been
but
disrespected by them
okay, but
directly. Yeah,
Zuka, but nevertheless, you chose to come up here to
yeah,
the
but I
wait, hold on, to the side of you, your other side, and accuse us of HATing a whole group of people that's half of us.
well, what I'm saying is like what because like the reason why I was asking. Okay, maybe I shouldn't use the word. I shouldn't use age or dislike because, like, from my experience, like, there are times where I would agree with the things that Black Americans say. I do agree that African West Indian immigrants are very disrespectful to Black Americans. I do agree that they come here with a negative disposition towards Black Americans. But when I agree with them and they ask me, "What are you?" I tell them that I'm bi-ethnic with Black American Jamaican heritage. All of a sudden, I don't know if I can say the word, but they call me the T word. I don't know if I can say that word. They say that, I'm an immigrant. Oh, you can't trust her. And they'll even go as far as asking me, you know, is your father Black American? Well, I will bring up, well, what about Malcolm X?
Well,
He
all of
has,
us, you can say Tether, yeah, but all of
okay.
us don't feel that way. We not a monolith. So when you just, you know what I mean,
I know that.
when you approach that situation, you should ask them that question. But at least I'm not. If we've always had either biracial, bi something in the Black American community, and mostly our community embraces our buys, whatever you might be. You know what I mean? We have always been a loving people. So, okay, you got another question, Issa, and then we're gonna move on. I mean, you got another response, Issa.
Hey, love, how you doing today?
Hey,
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, no, I don't think Black Americans universally dislike by ethnic or biracial people. I think it usually lands on how are you as a person. I think it lands on code. I think universally what usually happens is Black Americans we 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 address disrespect head on, so that usually comes down to it. And a lot of things are usually just childish games where you end up being jokes. I don't know how much as a child you had this fight about being bi-ethnic, because this bi-ethnic thing really wasn't a huge fight till as of recent, as Black Americans didn't really care that much. It was just riding with whoever's riding with us, and I'll just land right there.
But what I'm saying is when I join conversations like this, and I agree with what Black Americans are saying, and I tell them, and they always say about being on code. Okay, if I agree with you that Africans and West Indians come to America being very disrespectful to Black Americans, saying that we don't know where we come from, we have no language, we're lost and confused, and I agree with them. Yes, that is out of line, that's disparaging, that's derogatory, and that's xenophobic towards Black Americans. If I agree with them, isn't that not on code? And no matter
Can
how
I
much I agree with them, like I get no grace. they still call me a tether. They say I'm a double agent. I'm anchor baby, even though that's not true. And I'm an immigrant, and when I bring up, oh well, what about Malcolm X? Is he a tether? It's like no, his dad is Black American.
Well,
You know,
you in the
he
wrong,
fathers.
Yeah.
you in the wrong places probably, or you
Can
did
I just,
something. Hold
yeah.
on, Threads, or you did something. I don't know. I wasn't there. So so go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Miss Love.
Hey.
I know that it kind of sounds like trauma dumping, but if you a true American, we on code 24/7 and we know what we're not like, so we're not going to be in those spaces. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if your dad or your mom is American, but we teach our children, and I was taught at a young age how to be on code and what to look out for. But when it comes to like dealing with immigrants, we love everybody until you do us something wrong or you cross us.
I've
And,
never been
and I just
disrespectful
want
to
to,
black. Somebody said I was being disrespectful to Black
But
Americans. I've never
no,
been.
that ain't your crowd though. You got to stick with the people that's gonna love on you.
that's exactly correct, Zuka. And I'll say it as someone who's also bi-ethnic. One, as a bi-ethnic person, I think in a lot of ways you need to acknowledge the fact that you have two different types of identity, cultural identities. And two, in a lot of ways, just like biracial people, you have to sort out your own identity for yourself. You need to figure out, where do I stand? I had to ask myself that question. And then I had to look at both of my communities, and I saw harm on one side. So even though sometimes I do face harm from Black American people because I have an accent, I never even knew I had an accent until I started talking on Love World's panel. And people in the comments were coming for me and they were calling me a tether. However, you're never going to have 100% of people being nice to you or treating you, and you cannot look at one or two people being harmful and then base like all of your outlook on that. You have to know yourself, and then you have to choose, where am I standing? And I don't know, based on where you and I met and where I encountered you, it seems to me like you more align with your Jamaican side. And if you are, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, I don't, but you might. And if you do, people that you engage with who are Black American, they're going to get that energy, whether it's from the things that you say, the way that you talk to them, the ways that you think and communicate. They may have that energy and they may say, you're not on code, you're not one of us, you're a tether. And it sounds bad, but that's the energy that you're giving, because that's where you're choosing to stand in your identity. Right? So you have to know who you are. You can't let people define your identity. Nobody here who calls me a tether because I have an accent is going to make me feel any way, because I'm Black American. I just am, and they can't tell me any different. But you actually have to know what you are for yourself.
I never felt like I fit in with the Jamaican side of my family. I always felt out of place whenever I'm around them.
You saw
Zuka,
what those girls did to you. You saw how they were mean to you. They bullied you. And she wouldn't let it go either. She literally drug you
But my
on that
thing
panel.
is,
And I listened to you sit there and let her keep doing it.
hold on, Threads. But my thing is, Zuka, have you ever went into a Jamaican space and asked them why they HATED by ethnics, or only here?
No, I know that they have a prejudice towards
But I'm saying,
biasness.
have you ever rolled up in their space and asked them? Even though I'm glad you asked the question, because we're gonna have some good dialogue. And you okay? You safe here? I just want you to know that. But I'm just trying to understand something. Have you ever rolled up in the Jamaican space, your half or your other side, and asked them why they HATE by ethnics?
Well, a
You can
lot
be
of
honest.
I have experienced disrespect from
No, no,
Jamaicans.
no. Have you asked them? Have you the way you came on this panel and asked us why we HATED by ethnics? Have you ever rolled up on one of their panels, the Jamaican panels, and asked them why they HATED by ethnics?
I never asked them,
Okay.
but the
So
thing,
I'm curious to know then okay, I'm not even curious no more. I'll let it go. I'm not gonna beat that horse. Hopefully moving forward you can,
well,
give
they
it.
tell they
Mhm.
tell that they talk about it. So like it like at that point, I don't have to ask them because they
Oh,
already
so
talked
they
about it.
open with it. They say the
Yes, I
HATED.
experienced. Yes, they talked about it before I asked them. It's like, okay, now I know how you feel about my other black people or second generation Jamaicans because you've talked about it.
Okay, so wait. So you never asked nobody else? You don't think Black Americans talk about that? I'm just saying. So you just chose to ask here. If that is the case, I'm honored and thank you, because maybe we handled the conversation a little different. But so you just feel comfortable enough here to ask us?
I was just, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Somebody else had a question.
Can I respond, Ms. Love?
Yes, go ahead. So.
Now, growing up in America, you don't have to know a person to feed them. Like, we welcome everybody. We welcome everybody. We pull them under our wing and treat them like their family. But when it comes to those other races, those other backgrounds, I'm sorry, they don't give us the same love. We're not just about to pop up at none of their parties and be like, okay, I want this, I want that. We don't even be included. And I think that's what the problem is. We're so welcoming. We're so nurturing to these people, and we don't get the same back in return. There's no reciprocation.
Yes. Yes, I do agree. Black Americans have always been very accepting of other people. I do understand why they want to delete it. I agree. I agree. I understand that because I do agree that there are a lot of second generation African West Indians who like call themselves quote unquote Black American, even though they're not. And I have corrected them too. I tell them, no, you're not Black American. You are an African American, a second generation African born in America, or you're West Indian American. If I have real life encounters with those people too. I have some people on the Jamaican side of my family call themselves African American. I was like, no, you're not. You were born in America, but you're not African American. You are Jamaican American.
So were you
And,
born in America?
yes, I was.
Okay, so you're Jamaican American.
Well, I only have one Jamaican parent, and the other
Right. So,
parent's
so
Black
that's
American.
right. So that makes you Jamaican American.
On my Jamaican side, yeah. But I identify myself as bi-ethnic. But yes, technically, yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. So if I had a child by a Jamaican or something, my child wouldn't be Black American.
No, ma'am.
You're
They will be Jamaican American. I mean, on a birth
no,
certificate, your child is going to be American, but the roots, the bloodline is still Jamaican American.
But what
I'm
no.
about
not
Your
my
child,
blood?
Jamaican
But what
no,
about
American.
my bloodline? They get
no.
erased.
When I hear a lot of Black Americans say, "Oh, if you have to have at least one Black American parent to be Black American."
Well, I was taught that if the parent is from from the islands, they will be considered Jamaican American or Aleutian American or Trini American. They're not fully Black.
That's
I'm
if
Black
both of their parents are
American.
from the same country.
Yeah. My mother is Black American. I was born in Alabama. I identify as Black American. I was raised with my Black American family. I am Black American. In fact, if I would go to Jamaica today, they would call me a foreigner.
Your
My own
They
parents,
would
your
call me a
parents
family,
foreigner
Jamaican
too.
though, right? What we're saying is you
one
don't
of
have
my
that full
parents,
American. You don't have that blood. Like your parent, one of your parents is from American, but both of your parents are not American. So that makes you bi-ethnic.
right?
Okay, so
But
that's a
I'm not
separate
Jamaican
category.
American.
Yeah, so just
No,
bi-ethnic, right?
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
I'm not
Okay.
Jamaican
But
American.
I'm a full American. I'm from Louisiana. My mom is from Louisiana. My dad is from Louisiana.
I'm a full American too,
I
so.
No,
love,
but what
I
we're
love,
saying is,
Oh, hey,
I'm
okay.
sorry,
No,
dear.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Hey, show. How you doing? I'm
Hey,
sorry,
Yeah.
show.
hey,
Hold on,
it's a,
show.
yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
hey, show.
yes,
Hey,
I was born
love.
here.
I just wanted to say that I'm blessed to be here. I live in Florida. My family's from Dooley County, Georgia. I am FBA, and I saw the topic, so I just wanted to come in and see if I could like add anything to what's been said. But I just want to say to you, love, I have seen your background work for years and how that entrepreneurial spirit you have, and I just want to just say that you deserve our respect on that level. So.
You said you seen my entrepreneur. My what you say? You seen my
Yeah,
black?
like your like yeah, like some of like the background, like your spirit of just like encouraging us to like have jobs at home, work from home, doing this and doing that. Yeah, so
Interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you for
yeah.
that show. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so Dixon. Hey Dixon, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Hi, love, and hi, our family. Family. My name is Dixon. I speak from Africa, and one of the things that actually pisses me off or feels makes me feel bad is one person, a single person, degrade you or speaks negative about you.
Okay, hold on, Dixon. Hold on, Dixon. We gonna answer the prompt first, then you can get into your
Okay,
submission.
okay.
Okay,
Cheers.
yeah.
I'm Dixon. I come from Africa. Okay, cheers.
That's what's up. Shout out to Africa. Okay, Dixon, ask Black Americans one question.
The question that I had, and actually is burning in my head, is what is actually making you feel sad for anyone that comes to America that is from Africa? That's it. That you know this person is coming from Africa, comes to America, and judges you in whatever way. What makes you sad or angry or disappointed about the questions or the judgment coming from the people that comes from Africa?
Okay, we gonna shoot this to Show. Go ahead, not so Show. Go ahead. Show says she a Black American. You want to answer his question?
Sure, no problem. I love what you guys said earlier about Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. We're very inviting. We have been brought up to, especially those of us who grew up in church, we've always tried to look for the good in others. And sometimes to our detriment, that we've been taken advantage of. We have a lot of groups that come to America. They hate our guts.
HMTE,
Oh, I'm sorry.
HMTE.
I'm
I
sorry.
love
The
TikTok
HAT.
shop.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love
Yes,
TikTok.
ma'am.
We can't say that. We gotta spell it.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead, Show.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They dislike us deeply and they say it to our faces and for years, and we've never said anything back. And so now this is our time to actually just try to make some corrections, and we're not going to apologize for it. And thank you so much. Love, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Dixon, you got something that you want to say to what Show said?
Yes. I hate when someone that comes to your house.
HATE. I love TikTok shop. You cannot say that word once again. You have to spell it, okay?
HA?
HATE or say dislike or something.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying that I dislike when someone comes to your house and speak about you on something that
Where you from, Dixon? Where at in Africa?
Tanzania.
Tanzania. Okay, go ahead.
So I wouldn't want someone coming to my house welcomed peacefully or given the food and given the benefit that I'm getting and becoming judgmental. That's something that I wouldn't wish for anyone in the world. So, for whatever the case, Africa has 54 countries with different ethnicities.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to a certain country and says you don't have a history.
Okay, hold on, Dixon. Hold on. We're gonna let a man answer you too, and then you can speak a little more and we're gonna move on. Go
Okay,
ahead,
okay. If so,
Dixon. You
no, it's
wanna
okay. No, it's okay. Uh, I'm humble. I can wait. Yes.
okay, yeah. I just want other people to respond to you too. I don't know. Okay, that's okay. So go ahead. I'm gonna rotate you down. So go ahead. You want to
So,
respond to him?
so
I
that someone.
Can he?
Oh, okay.
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 Okay, someone was asking a question or something,
Yeah,
or
so you don't want to respond?
Which
I'm
one? Because there's two of
soul
us.
food. I'm sorry, soul food.
Okay.
A
Can
man's
you repeat that?
perspective.
Because I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Hmm.
Can you
oh,
repeat
you
it,
did.
Dixon?
Okay, okay. To summarize of what I've said is, someone is coming to a house, and you have welcomed that person to your house, and then trying to be judgmental of your history or background. I will always believe that is wrong. Someone comes to say you don't have a culture and stuff like that. That is wrong, especially for someone that comes from Africa. Because in Africa, most of us, we are trained to respect everyone background, everyone virtue and values. So it is actually not a good thing to go to a certain country and trying to comment or be judgmental of their values, culture, and stuff like that, and you're still living there, you're expecting them to actually welcome you and expecting you
Okay, you got
actually
to
to
land
have
your plane. We got to speed this show up, or this show norm. We got we gotta go a little quicker because you know what I'm
Fast,
saying.
fast.
Yeah, I'm
okay, I
gonna.
can stop if there's someone else there.
Y'all know he got we get you, but you gotta talk quicker. Go ahead, soul food.
Okay, yeah, that was more of a statement, not a question. But I'm gonna agree with you. People shouldn't come into other people's house and tell them their history, tell them they don't own anything, and especially when they know the nuances but fail to acknowledge those nuances of why we are in the position we're in. And then another thing is, y'all people that's coming from America, they're not the average African. These people that's coming over here are y'all. It seems like y'all sending the biggest COOONs over here, not the y'all not sending y'all civil rights leader or y'all activists over here. I don't even think America will take the activist Africans over here. They will only bring in the COOONs, and you can just tell by the way they act and the way they treat us and the way they align with YT supremacists and the way they disregard anything we have to say and anything our ancestors have done. So I agree with everything you said. Nobody should come into somebody's house, wipe their dirty shoes off on their carpet and ask why the floor is dirty.
100%. And actually, there are some of Americans that are coming to Africans and they're not judged and they're not questioned the same way that they're not questioned, and they're actually embedded to our culture and they actually get along
Wait a
and they
minute,
enjoy
Dixon.
our life.
Hold on,
Why would
Dixon.
it?
We're gonna be
Okay.
hold on, Dixon. We're gonna be ending the show, this segment, in a few minutes. We're gonna give our last words. But go ahead, Dennis. But not this show, just this segment, y'all. This segment. We about to go into the next segment. Go ahead, Dixon. Finish
Yes.
up.
Yeah, what I was saying is that we have so many people that are coming, like in my country, Tanzania, Arusha is one of the the interest region in our country that most of the Americans loves. There are so many people there. They're not judged. And why?
I wish somebody would have caught me up on someone said that there was a white tea on here before I got here. That would have been very interesting to hear, but no one has caught me up so far. So I wish someone would let me know what happened. I would love to hear what happened before I got here.
Uh, he was just basically asking unanswerable questions, disingenuous questions. Same thing the YT, same thing they always do. For real, you ain't really miss anything.
And the trauma dump, it's the trauma dumping for me. Like, are we on Showtime? What's going on?
I'm back on again.
Me
I'm sorry,
too.
y'all. I'm trying to do something. No, you're not. Y'all know I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Go ahead, just go
So,
to the
no,
problem.
so nothing happened. So you say he was just saying random stuff, basically.
He was basically telling the people on the panel, well, asking the room as Black American people, why we aren't just basically ignoring all the other fronts of harm that we're facing, including mass immigration, and why we don't get on code with just poor people in general, poor Americans against the 1%. So he just wanted us to just fight that fight and not think about the other fights. And he also kind of equated himself as a disabled person, and just was like, okay, but I'm marginalized as well. And I don't know, it was very disingenuous to me and it wasn't very respectful in my opinion.
What I found quite odd about him was that he acknowledged that he had little hat background. For you,
Oh, well, if you failing in that kind of society, small hat, then you just must be in general, period, because those people, they take care of each other, they support each other. So, I mean, and they inherit different, parts of wealth and stuff that they pass down to each other. So for him to not flourish in that type of position, there's something wrong with that person.
Yeah, I found him to be harmful. I love diversity. I love to connect with people from other communities, but I feel like it needs to be done in a respectful way. I'm not going to go into a room full of Palestinians and then start lifting up my problems as someone who's privileged to have an American passport. I'm not going to do that. And I feel like that's the equivalent of what he did. Yes, I have issues as a Black American woman, right? But I'm not going to go into another community's space and then lift myself up and say, hey, well, I have this problem over here. Why don't you just, align with me so I can fight this and be okay myself?
Yep, I want to go back to this question. We was talking about black people being here. People never talk about the Portuguese and how when they first encountered people in Africa, how some of the blacks of the land told them that their ancestors came from a land far west beyond the great ocean and that they crossed the sea in large canoes. And it seems to me not impossible. This is what the Portuguese said. Because why? They have discovered lands in the west that are inhabited by people who resemble these black Africans in many ways. So when people get up here and say it was no black people in America or no black people everywhere, even though science tells us that 250,000 years black people covered this earth before YT phenotype ever existed, is just idiotic to me, if I can say that. But I just wanted to hone in on that point right there, because I'm real passionate about black people being everywhere, because y'all let the YT power structure erase these people and their history.
Speak into your mic, so
Oh, can you hear me now?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was just saying how I'm just the Africans come over here to America, cosplay our culture, and show some of that African pride. Like, let us see what you can bring to America. Like, wear your kente outfits. Be yourself in this country. You don't have to be us. Be unique. Be different. Show that African pride. That's all.
Okay. Um, like I said earlier, I know it's not all black Americans, but if you look in the comments, there are some black Americans in the comments disparaging me and my black ethnic heritage, saying that you probably been disparaging and derogatory towards black Americans. I've never. Why would I be disparaging derogatory towards black Americans when I have black American heritage myself? I agree with what black Americans say, that Africans and West Indians have a a negative disposition towards them. I agree with that. I've experienced that myself. I experienced disrespect from Africans. I experienced disrespect from West Indians, even the ones in my family. So this narrative that I'm like a tether or anything like that, I'm the complete opposite.
The word respect should actually be the center of focus to every culture in the world. Someone says about the origin of our black Americans and pointing it at Africa or West Africa or whatever. I'm a history teacher. I've read that there is black Chinese, black Indians. It means that black people have existed in so many places. Yes, there was triangular slave trade that brought some of our Africans into America. But that does not define the American history or black people in American history. Whoever goes there should respect, because when they come to Africa, when you guys come to Africa, you have that respect and you learn. We should have that capacity of learning.
Yes, I just wanted to say something about the gentleman that came in earlier. I was not here, but on an individual basis, there are a lot of us here. I'm in Florida. There are a lot of us here who are doing the work on individual basis. We are not like a group. We don't have to, I don't need a group to work with veterans, to work with kids with ADHD and teach them the martial arts so that they can have all of the tools they need to kind of calm themselves down. I don't need a group of people to fight the good fight in my community. And people like me, on an individual basis, we know how to delegate and rally people around us. But when it comes to broader issues, that is something he needs to take up with his local community and not a space where we are right now. And I just want to say that I love what Dickinson said. That is amazing. That is on point. I'm a historian as well, and my family griot. And I think this is a really productive conversation.